Please, Macho Man, wrestling is not an extreme sport.
Not extreme? I'll show you extreme! I've got your lip ticket! Rope toe! Avalanche!
Slim Jim, beefy, spicy, need a little extreme excitement?
Say it!
Snap into a Slim Jim!
もっと暖かくなるエアコンに変えてください。
細
長だから快適ゾーン4倍。
What's your next desire?
すぐ暖かくなるエアコンがいい。
細
長だからパチン速暖。静かでパワフル。日立の
Big Flow.
暮らし刺激人。
日立。
Yo, Hulkamaniacs! MTV's got a brand new show, The Big Show, with big videos, live music, weird acts, comedy, and a different call-in contest every night. They're giving away cash. They're giving away TVs. They're even giving away a bus trip to Cleveland. They're giving away cameras, comic books, a jet ski, and a one-night stand with the Who. They're even giving away me, or at least a night with me at a private screening of my new movie. And on the first night of the show, they're giving away this new Harley Davidson. It's the Big Show. Live contest. The largest arms in the world. Live winners every night.
Premieres this Monday at 8 p.m. 7 Central. Only on MTV.
Call Stephen P. News. If you need to sue. An outlaw mud show or two. Goes to the rest.
To do? I don't know. What do you want to do?
You boys a bit bored? Snap into it! Snap into a Slim Jim! Tag to the spice! Beefy juicy taste! Hey, nice! Antique! Snap into it! Need a little excitement? Snap into a Slim Jim!
Come on, Macho Man. You can always get out of the ring, but The Rock is extreme because there's nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go?
Not the cage!
Oh, yeah! Landslide! Falling rock! Yeah! Meet the North Face!
What do you do for beefy, spicy, extreme excitement?
Say it!
Snap into a Slim Jim!
Ooh, yeah. What's happening, folks? Welcome to another eclectic edition of Pro Wrestle Times. Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
I am your host, Phil Marks, and I have not snapped into a Slim Jim, but I am excited, and I am your host of Pro Wrestle Times Live Show, ladies and gentlemen. We are back here on Wednesday. Monday, we went a little early, but I jam-packed that show full of news and great little segments and bits. Some stuff I was saving for today, so I hope you all enjoyed it. We have a plethora of stuff to get to today. And thank you all for being here. I am your host, the infallible Phil Marks. We have AEW Beach Break. Okay, that's about to go down tonight. I am actually excited for this Joe Moxley steel cage match. We're going to break this card down. Although, you know, I think we know the finish. I think we know or not the finish per se, but who's walking out with the title again, or the briefcase rather. Excuse me. Saturday, what do we have? I don't know if there's anything big going on, just a regular Saturday stream. We also have Edmonton Oilers are playing again, going to go 4-1 against the Golden Knights, which we already should be. So that's going to go down. We have a lot to get to, and I'm excited. We have some sickos who melted down over me talking shit about the AEW book. It's actually quite hilarious. We have Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay pretty much just coping over WWE, and pretty much I put a poll in the chat if you guys are on X. I don't know what more to say without jumping the lead, so we're going to save it for the segment, but I put a poll there on youtube.com/@ProWrestleClips, youtube.com/@ProWrestleTimes as well, where the replay will be. So if you guys are like, oh, why do you put the shows behind members only for a week on the Clips channel? Because the replay's over on Pro Wrestle Times, and I want you guys to go over there. So go over to that channel as well, and that's where you'll find other podcasts. Okay, like full podcast episodes, hour and a half long, with cool people. I have a YouTube creator coming on called Sonal. I want to say her name is. I hope I didn't butcher it. We've been DMing. I don't know. I'm sure I just butchered it, but Sonal, I don't know. I'm pretty good with these things, and she hosts a YouTube channel called Wrestling Chat. I believe that's what it's called, and she covers mostly New Japan and stuff, so she's coming on the show next week, and I will be on Squared Circle Maniacs tomorrow, Thursday night, okay? And that will be really cool. And so, yeah, that's awesome, and I hope you guys are locked in. I also have a new podcast series that I'm working on that's going to come out in seasons. Okay, so there's 10 episodes a season. I'm not jumping the lead here. I'm not going to spoil anything, but basically, stay on the lookout for that. That is in the process right now of sort of, developing episodes and then recording, and it will be released 10 episodes per season. It's a new podcast, and there will be a visual element if you like to watch it on YouTube. And patrons will get access, and members on YouTube will get access to the episodes early as well. So consider joining patreon.com/ProWrestleTimes. And I think you guys will really enjoy this unique I don't know if anybody really I don't think anybody really has this concept yet. And so, it's going to come out in seasons though. So I'm going to do 10 episodes a season, and everything's in pre-production. So, and that will come out on this channel, Pro Wrestle Times and Pro Wrestle Clips. So just make sure you guys are staying locked in. You know what I mean? What else do we got? What else is in the title, man? Let me see. We're just bibbling as people file in, right? There's about 200 of you in here. I'm just going to do a couple more plugs and a couple more highlights here, and then we'll dive into things, I promise. So, Mr. Kenny Omega's saying that Mr. Beast and Logan Paul will headline Mania in a few years at the rate things are going. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about WrestleTalk quitting reviewing Dynamite altogether and what the real reason is behind that, okay? Because they haven't really truly given a reason, but I know the reason, okay? There's IWC Sickos, Meltzer. I think we got some Meltzer. I might have blew my wad on Monday because usually we just focus on WWE, right? And Meltzer's been kind of quiet lately, just dropping like historical nuggets and stuff, which is what he should do more of. He could add so much like historical context and value like Jim Cornette does, and Dave just refuses to do it. He just wants to keep telling people about, like, that was the thing, right? He was in his 20s or 30s trying to tell people, oh, in 20 or 30 years, wrestling's going to be like this. And he was kind of right. But it wasn't good for business, which was the thing that the wrestlers were right about. And then the thing with Dave is like, he's 60 now or 70 or whatever, and he's still trying to be the guy trying to tell people what wrestling is going to be in 30 years. It's like, no, Dave, you did that part. Now evolve with the times. You evolve and change and adapt. And fucking start just like realizing your position of you can drop historical factoids and things like this. There's so much more that could be done with Dave. Okay, so speaking of Dave, that he's just he's slobbering all over himself with this card. This graphic is pretty. I always like the beach break graphics and just when they brighten up their fucking their stars and make these people look like stars on the posters and shit. I enjoy that, you know. Same with their arenas when they run the smaller venues. We're actually going to talk about AEW taking a W, like with the announcement of their Chicago, with the announcement of their Chicago residency that they're doing. So this card here, they're going to pay a tribute to Steve Mongo McMichael, which should be all right. Or wait, is this not even, this is sad. Oh, these are on Collision. Oh, sorry, they mixed up. So they're taping Collision at the same time. Because I was like, wait, May 17. Am I fucking up here and reading Collision? So yeah, Steve Mongo McMichael gets a tribute, I guess a couple weeks later or whatever. Anna Jay takes on Megan Bayne. We know who's going to win. I do like Anna Jay and Harley Cameron being stuck together. I think that's a good pairing for them. And if this helps get Anna Jay more shine, then that's awesome. But we know Megan Bayne's going to win for sure. And I mean, I'm okay with that, I guess. They're just really beating Megan Bayne over everyone's heads. So let's get a title on her soon, you know? Like, this Mercedes shit ain't working. I'm sorry. I don't care what anyone thinks or has to say. Like, it's just not working. They're not drawing bigger crowds because of Mercedes. They're not selling more tickets. They're not, you know, doing better on YouTube or anything. Megan Bayne, they have a chance to build into like an actual superstar and make their own star, you know? And they just have her getting wins. I mean, so far, you know, Megan's trajectory has been good. I mean, she is just randomly not there sometimes too, so the consistency isn't there, but that's on Collision, so we're jumping ahead. Tonight, though, we're going to get Lashley will give his answer to MJF. Okay? So they're getting back to what they did early in AEW and what WWE, you know, obviously has done so well for years, and what just pro wrestling in general, you know, should be do. Like, we give AEW shit about, oh, they do 4 things in one thing, you know? Well, they're milking it. Like, this week, MJF and Lashley talk, and then the next week they talk again. Then the next week MJF does a thing where he's in the crowd, and then the next week, you know what I mean? Lashley finally gives his answer. So they're doing that right. And that's because you have MVP and Shelton and Lashley who know what the fuck they're doing, and MJF, right? And so I'm into this. I've been into this when it comes to AEW. You can typically say that, right? Whatever MJF's doing is pretty good. Hurt Syndicate as well. And they're just hanging on to those tag titles. I mean, would it not help your company if, like, Lashley was your TNT champion or something like that, you know, instead of Garcia? Like, don't you think it would help more? I hope Cedric Alexander does get involved in this. I say it every single fucking week because he just should. Dude, go get your Tony Khan money. You earned that shit. Go get your Tony Khan money, okay? And just be a part of whatever's going on over here, because I don't know. It's like in its own universe. You guys remember when Cody Rhodes was in like his own universe in AEW for a bit there? That's how the Hurt Syndicate stuff feels. Zach Gowen takes on Ricochet. Okay. So it's just going to be Ricochet like selling Zach's going to sell his ass off too, but Ricochet's going to, like, you know, Zach's going to hit him with like a one-legged Rana, and Ricochet's going to go flying around the ring and shit. So it'll be funny. It'll be cool, I guess. I'm glad Zach Gowen's getting a payday. I really can't help but feel like Ricochet saw the Montez Ford prosthetic leg thing, and then, like, what are the odds all of a sudden Zach Gowen was booked 2 weeks after that or a week after that? You know what I mean? It feels a lot like that, but they're like, I know, we'll get a match out of it. So let them do their thing. Tony Storm is again in a title eliminator 4-way again. And not only is it a title eliminator 4-way for the AEW Women's World Championship. She was just in one of these, by the way, I think a week ago. So not only is it another one, but this is who's in it. Ready? AZM, who just won a triple threat, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Or what did AZM win? She won the New Japan Strong title, right? From Mercedes, but she pinned someone else to get it. I think she pinned Mina Shirakawa, if I'm not mistaken, who's also in this match, debuting officially, like her return to AEW, her debut match return to AEW, her full-time employment in AEW. Mina is officially All Elite, came to America. Well, I actually don't even know if she's officially All Elite. She might just be working appearance. I actually don't know that. But here's the thing. Her return, I'm in America now, is in a 4-way title eliminator somehow, and Tony already cleared Mina and Mariah off the deck. Like, that's in the past, so why would Mina get a title shot? And she just got pinned by AZM for this other fucking belt, okay? And AZM comes in, other champion. I mean, okay, maybe you can justify that, but all right. And then Sky Blue making her return after like a year injury, after breaking her fucking leg. She was injured, came back, wrestled a couple matches, I think like 2 matches, got dove on the outside. Someone dove on her, snapped her knee, right? And she's been on the shelf for like, what, a year, 9 months? And her big return match, okay? She wasn't even winning on Collision, or maybe I think she was winning, but she broke her goddamn leg. She didn't win that match. On her big return is just a title eliminator 4-way automatic shot at the title. Two returns, like one, I'm in AEW now, one, I'm back after like a year gone. AZM's like, I'm back. You guys probably don't even remember she was in AEW before, but she's like, I'm back and I won the belt that Mercedes had, but it happened in New Japan in a fucking 3-way and Mercedes wasn't pinned. So now the CEO, who's been on their show every fucking week with one of these many belts, this lady's just going to show up with that belt in this title eliminator. Why? Why do this? Why? God damn it. It doesn't get anyone over. It doesn't do anything for anybody other than, well, Tony's a fighting champion. Okay, we know that. We've seen her butchered and bludgeoned like Carrie. Like, you need to preserve her because you're going to overdo it. You're going to overexpose Tony. And luckily, she's able to take the ball and run with it every time. And I'm not saying overexpose as in, oh, you're going to highlight things, because I know idiots don't understand, sickos don't understand terminology these fucking days. But I mean overexpose, like you're going to make people tired of her. You know? It's going to be like, people already said that before, where people were saying, you know, this is getting tiresome, this same shtick. And then she sort of won people back over. You don't want to have that happen again with these title eliminators. Just have her cut a promo and go, you ladies, I put together a triple threat of 3 ladies who are returning here to AEW. I've beaten all the competition here. So I want to create my own. There's 3 ladies. Mina's back and Sky Blue's return and AZM. You all haven't been here. Fight. You know, and then the winner gets me next week or something. That's how you do this. You don't just stuff her. This is her second 4-way title eliminator. So she's going to lose this, and then that's how you shoehorn in her opponent for fucking All In or whatever's coming up. It's trash. It's just bad booking. It's lazy booking. Beach Break, you have Hangman and Ospreay. So this is some compelling shit against the Callis family. You know, the whole dynamic of like Ospreay and Hangman, they don't want to team up. They don't like each other, but they like have to team up to take out Callis family. I'm cool with that. And Takeshita Alexander, you know, they're going to put work in. The match will go way too long. It will go way, way too long, which is what Ospreay doesn't understand, which we'll talk about in a bit when he's like, oh, it's better than WWE, bruv. Cooks it in every way, bruv. No, just because you go longer, just because you fucking every match gets drawn out and you bury your own finishers doesn't mean you're doing better wrestling. Absolutely not. And I complain about the same shit when Punk and fucking Rollins do that shit. Okay? And then you have a cage match between Mox and Joe. So this match should be awesome. Like on paper, it should be awesome. But Mox just doesn't care. He phones it in. He's not challenged. He's too rich for a normal guy like Jon Moxley, who shouldn't be. Like, I'm not saying like people shouldn't make money, but he's a guy who needs to be hungry for it. Or like the start of AEW, he was cooking. In WWE, he was always cooking. Even with that dumb shit where they're putting needles in his ass, he made the best of it. And people were like, damn, I kind of like this new Bane Ambrose, and hopefully, like, when he's hungry for it and he thinks he can be achieving more and doing better than he is, he's awesome. When Moxley is just like, the guy can do whatever he wants, fucking 13 million in the bank. Like, how much does he have in the bank after being in AEW? At least like 9. I'm not a pocket watcher, but like, dude's got to be getting close to that, you know, double digit. Like, hopefully he's spending it, you know, but like, man. So Joe, I wish he win the world title. He's not going to win the goddamn world title tonight, okay? Someone's going to make it off. There's going to be some fuckery, and he's going to make it off somehow with that briefcase. The crowd is going to be so angry. And it's just what it is, and they give Joe that trios title as like a placeholder. Well, he's not going to win the world title, but he is a trios champ, and, you know, it still means something. He's still a champ, right, guys? And when you have people who aren't even champs from your promotion coming in and getting title shots and shit. So it is just a little meaningless. And I love Joe, and I just wish he would win this title. I think Joe's like a proven commodity. I think he's a guy that it's been proven you can put the strap on him and let him run with it, and he'll cut good promos, have great matches. The crowd's into it always. They're always into Joe. And also, like, the ratings didn't just drop off 100,000 after a month of him being champion or whatever, you know, as we've chronicled with Moxley on this show. We looked it up, man. We did a deep dive. So that's my preview of Beach Break as it's about to start. And yeah, I'm going to check in with chat, and then I'm going to just like dive into hot news and shit. You guys know what I mean? We have some good stuff to get to, but I do have to put Dynamite on though. See, I'm pretty fair. Was that not a fair preview of Dynamite? So many people just fucking think I'm just a hater, but it's like, nah, this show looks like pretty good, but just the matches will go too long. The cage, like, okay, that can go 40 minutes if it's cooking and they're not just like impaling each other with ice picks and shit the whole time or whatever. That can work, you know? But as far as like that tag match, that shit will get way too drawn out. Let's check in with chat. What's up, everybody? What's up? Yeah, there's hockey on tonight as well in like an hour and a half. Watch Evolve. Yeah, what's been going on in Evolve, chat? Let me know. I'm not too sure what's been going on in Evolve. 320 watching. Make sure if you're on X, you come over to YouTube. Vote in our poll. Would Kenny Omega or Will Ospreay honestly make it in WWE? Be honest. I voted yes. I voted on my own poll, and I voted yes, they would. I think both of them would make it. And I think they'd be even better in that company, the way they'd be presented, you know, and the way that the insane moves they do were fucking highlighted and showcased in a way that really made a difference in their star power and shit. You know what I mean? But come on over to YouTube, youtube.com/@ProWrestleClips. Hit like, hit subscribe. And I appreciate you all for being here. I want to get Dynamite pulled up. Which I just have to get over to. It's TBS, right? Yeah, I have to get TBS pulled up. Sorry, guys. Here we go. All right. And I just want to make sure it's pulled up. And if it bleeds too much over on my mic, just let me know. The TV. Okay, guys. So let me check in with chat here. I love my kayfabe dad, Sebs. I feel it's the opposite. The Celtics are on TNT. Dynamite going to get no viewership. Damn, are the Celtics on? Of course, Moxley is going to take this too far. I'm probably going to dip off for a few. The NFL schedule release, part of the reason. Job related. Right on, dude. Yeah, well, that's all good. I love all you guys. You dip out, come in, say what's up. Joe is fat. Yeah, but he's like chunky built dude who will whoop your ass, you know? People look at Tyson Fury. Like, that's dudes who look like that can be more lethal than, for instance, we're going to talk about Bradley Martin tonight. Bradley Martin's like a 265 juice to the gills. All he does is steroids and lift weights. Well, guess what? He literally grappled a 60-year-old Brian Callen and got thrown around a bit and shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like Logan Paul beat the shit out of Bradley Martin for real. Because that doesn't mean you can fight or anything, right? Like, you gotta understand that shit. Phil acknowledged the father-son duo of Fabio and George. Yeah, he sons all you guys, man. El Juggalo, whoop, whoop. What's up? Juggalos and Juggalettes. Clips gets more people. It does. It is the main channel. But I do put the replay over on the times because I want you guys to see my other pods I do that aren't as big as my live show. And I also want you guys to, well, it is if you factor in Spotify and Apple and all that, right? But the live shows don't go out on there. It's a YouTube exclusive. And also I have a new podcast series coming out, 10 episodes per season. It'll be me and a guest each episode, right? But it's not like there's a theme to it, right? You guys will love it. You know, I don't think anybody's really doing anything like this, so it's going to be fun. Anyways, I need Scott Steiner. He's fat on the soundboard. Yeah, I do. I will get it. Julia Gulia, if you're in chat, send me fat. He's fat from Steiner. Okay, let's move along. Joe is fat and old. You body shaming fucking pricks. He'd whip every one of your asses. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like, he's a real dude. And that's what is missing in AEW. It's a lot of people trying hard. And that's why Lashley, we're like, oh shit, or Megan Bain looks like and wrestles like she could beat the shit out of 95% of every other woman on that roster, you know? And so same with Joe. Yeah. That's just old man strength. You ever hear of that? Well, he has that plus Samoan strength plus he's Samoa fucking Joe. Okay. So I'd watch my goddamn dick licker if I were you guys. I'd watch my fucking chicken lips if I were you. Talking about Joe like that. Where's my cornet here?
Thank you, fuck you, bye, boom.
Okay, let's get into hot news. What do you guys want first here? Or I'll pick. We get into light news first, as we do. I just need to check. Do we have any? Nope. Do we have any? Nope. We have here some miscellaneous news, ladies and gentlemen. And it does tie into WWE, so don't worry. You will be entertained if you're a knee drunk.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
So Hulk Hogan, he does talk a bit about WWE, but I put it in miscellaneous because he was on Ariel Helwani's show to talk about with Eric Bischoff. And Bischoff looks worried as shit, and Hulk looks tanned and drunk as shit. And they're sitting here, and Ariel asked the real questions. Again, people, he's a shill. No, he asked the real shit. And Bischoff almost looks worried about like how fucking Hogan's going to answer this question and some of these questions. However, he does talk about WWE a bit, but they were there to shill their, not shill. I use the word shill all the time now. They were there to promote their amateur wrestling league, right? And I don't know. He just talks about getting booed and how he's playing the heel and da-da-da-da-da-da, and just more Hogan bullshit. But he's just working the gimmick, brother. He's doing what he can do to save face. He grew out the NWO beard because he knows everybody's going to boo him anyways. And it's unfortunate that, you know, he's there explaining. Well, in his case, it's unfortunate that he's got to go explain everywhere. Oh, I was booed at WWE and they don't love me anymore, brother. You know, but that's what he put upon himself. You know what I mean? So not that he pulls a woe is me, but at the end of the day here, he is like, I was just a heel, brother, so I can go into any territory and they'll boo me, brother. And it's like, listen to what you were saying during that segment with Jimmy Hart. You weren't playing a heel. But again, I'm not here to just jump on Hogan for all of his lies. There's tons of YouTube videos that do that already, which are hilarious, by the way. But yeah, let's just listen to this clip. I think we have a couple of them.
I think you're in a real interesting point in your life and career, because I think that there's a sector of people who were with you in the 80s, who rided with you, who will always ride with you and always support you. And obviously there are some fans who don't feel that same way anymore, who have turned against you, and we see you at Raw and they boo you when you come out. But then there are other fans who want to support your beer or whatever product that you're attached to. How do you feel, without beating around the bush, how do you feel about your relationship with the public right now, your relationship with the people, especially coming off the last time we saw you on a major stage was that Netflix show back in January at the Intuit Dome?
Well, they're still nipping at my heels. I can go out there and get booed. As actually the last time I was in LA, I was Hollywood Hogan with a black beard and doing the bad guy thing. I can go out there and get booed in LA, or The Rock can.
Like, did he just lie and say he was out there with the black beard and everything and being the bad guy? You weren't being the bad guy, bro. During that appearance in LA, you were being the full-blown good guy. You had fucking Jimmy Hart out there with you, and they still booed your ass. And everyone loves Jimmy Hart.
Get booed in LA, or John Cena gets booed in LA. But when I get booed, there's a whole different reaction media-wise. For some reason, I've laid some type of groundwork that...
Yeah, you're Hulk fucking Hogan. And people hate you for real-life shit, not kayfabe shit that was done on the wrestling show.
People are still interested in what I'm doing. And so for those that are on the team and are riding with the train to the station, that's great. For those that are the haters and still have a problem with me, there's nothing I can do to fix that except, just keep proving by my actions that, I'm still in the game. I'm still pushing hard. I took a lot of time off because I had like 25 surgeries and I was down for a long time. And, I've always...
You mean retired?
Loved the hunt. I've always loved to get back in the game, but it's always been that way with me because my whole career, I had that top spot no matter what it was. Even through the 80s, it was the fastest draw. During the 80s, it was just a situation where everybody was knocking me. Everybody was trying to knock me off that top spot. I'll trade that for not on the bottom of the card, if you know what I'm saying, or being on the bottom of the pile of life. So for me, it's just it's part of the territory. I mean, it's kind of like, when you get booed and then you get 3.2 billion engagements all of a sudden, and you rock that whole world in LA with how much interaction there was on the internet. I'll take it.
Okay.
3.2 billion? You got 3.2 billion views on that? I don't fucking know about that. Fire!
So after that, you didn't view that as some sort of like indictment on the state of your career, how people feel about you. You felt like they were just booing the character?
Oh, no. All the above. There are certain people that...
Bischoff is pissed that Ariel's pressing him.
Boo the character. There are certain WWE superstars that had an opinion and they had advice for me. But I would like to ask those same guys when I go to New York or Chicago and the people cheer, out of the rooftops. I would like to know what their advice is then and what their opinion is. So it's a double-edged sword with me. And it's always been that way. It's part of the character. It's part of, me personally. It's part of my professional life. It's part of my personal life. It's all the above. I mean, and at the end of the day, I'm just like an old scarred up seal with a bunch of scars on me. And I'm really relatable to most normal people because a lot of people have been through a lot of stuff I have professionally. A lot of people have made not the same mistakes, but personally made.
I'm really relatable to people, brother. Everybody's pressed a stinky giant, dude. Well, let me tell you something, dude. When you press that stinky giant up and make millions of dollars in kayfabe, brother. Jesus Christ.
Made mistakes, and I'm still relatable to so many people. If they boo me, fine. If they're on the team lead, that's great too. So not hating on anybody, brother. I'm still here. I'm still moving forward. And it's
not hating on anybody, brother. 3.2 billion views. What is he talking about? So Priscilla Kelly, FKA Gigi Dolan, she will have a match at PW Revolver against Zachary Wentz. Her mans. Okay, a little intergender action there. Here's Vincent from The Righteous responding to Karrion Kross with his own trippy video. Okay. Yeah, well, they're smashing all these vinyls. You know that they're not going back to AEW because they've only broken one record, allegedly. Right? Right, guys? No? So basically, it's like this trippy cult thing, like what the Righteous are, right? And so Vincent and Dutch. I'm so glad they asked for their release. They are worth so much more. In early PWT days, we talked about how this guy also was a Randy Orton cosplay wrestler, but literally, you know, like the wrestlers who go out and pretend to be other wrestlers. Like there's that guy who pretends to be Ric Flair, and there's that guy Jay Batista who would go out and he had the same belly button tattoo and like kind of not really looked like Batista, so he would pretend to be Batista on the indies. This dude with the dreads and the beard would pretend to be Randy Orton on the indies. Like that was his gimmick for a while. And they teased the thing with Elias already, and everyone's like, oh my God, even the dirt sheets were like, Elias is signed with Ring of Honor. And he wasn't at all. Then he went and signed with TNA. And then he was just on NXT recently. These fools could totally show up in TNA. And it would get over. Like this gimmick started getting over before AEW. And when AEW scooped them, we were like, oh, good. You know, but they're a sports entertainment act, clearly. And we don't do that, bruv. Okay, glad you guys got your fucking releases, because if they go and link up with Cross, this is way better. These guys with Cross and Scarlett, and like Scarlett wearing less dominatrix-y Catwoman type shit, and they do the more cultish thing, because Cross already sort of does that puppet master stuff. This works way better than like AOP and Ellering with Cross, or just go to TNA with these guys and have them line up with Elias or whatever, and I bet they could make some good money. I don't want to see them in NXT. Like they're past that point, right? And yeah, I mean, even if they go again, if they go to PW Revolver, if they go to MLW, if they go to, there's other feds that are starting to pop off more and more as well during this wrestling boom, if you will. Somewhat of one, right? Wrestling in general is seeing a surge in popularity or interest again, you know? But yeah, man, I love this, and I think WWE, look at how they're presenting themselves without WWE. Imagine what they could do with that machine behind them as well, just the marketing and everything. And it's like it's not spooky, like it's weird, but because it's realistic and weird, not because it's like we're supernatural and spooky and weird. This is like realistic. Once upon a time in Hollywood, Charles Manson type cult like shit. So it's creepy for that reason, you know? And yeah, I hope these guys the best. I was a fan of them for quite a while, you know, before even AEW. Here's the thing. In AEW, they did a good job as well of bringing these guys in. Like when I was yelling about it and screaming about it at the time, if you go back on PWT Pod, but when MJF beat them both, that was a fucking travesty, but they brought them in and then smashed them over as these guys who will like break your ankles with a hammer and a wood block in Minecraft, right? And they'll do that in like almost it's not like a ritual, but sort of that way, because it's a cult, you know what I mean? And they really smash them over as like, these guys are going to threaten MJF, but they just came in to do that. They came in, had like a solid push in that moment, but they were already in the company, but they sort of like re-debuted them then. You guys remember it if you were watching AEW then. And they were the Ring of Honor champions or whatever. And then at that All In, MJF beat them both in a handicap match and then also won the main event later that night. And you never saw these guys again. And that really pissed me off. I was screaming about it then. Like, how do you smash these guys over? Like, this should be your top heel tag team now. You know, like, why aren't they fucking fighting for the belts or whatever? they're just gone again. And that's that start, stop, like you're good when I need you type of booking that Tony Khan does. He just has all these toys and he just looks through his closet and goes, oh, this team can really, if MJF beats them, it won't both in one night, it won't matter type shit. Like that's how he basically approached them, and he just smashed them over as this really devastating hot team. And I'm spending a lot of time on the Righteous, but I fucking like those dudes, and I hope that we see them get a big push here somewhere in some company, you know? Even MLW, they do really good shit, pal. Sorry, I'm just getting DMs here. Then I'm trying to just make sure don't pertain to anything I'm talking about in the moment. Eric Bischoff confident that Real American Freestyle will land a streaming deal. Now, you know the Observer's all over this because Dave wants to be able to be like, I told you, you couldn't. Your Real Amateur Wrestling should be able to beat Tony Khan if you know what you're doing. And it's so ridiculous. It's comparing apples to oranges, and Dave wants to try and take a victory lap on Bischoff if his amateur wrestling reality show, doesn't draw more than AEW on TV or whatever. Dave is such a delusional prick, and I can't wait to cover this whole meltdown. So I posted this. Giselle Shaw, she became the first ever MLP Maple Leaf Pro Women's Canadian Champion. Hold on a second. Sneeze. Wait. Hold on. Do I look at a light? Is it coming? Is it coming? Am I coming? Oh, I don't know. Oh, good. I'm over here now. No, it went away. Okay.
Be gone.
Okay. Sorry. Sneeze came on, went away. You guys know what's up with that. Anyways, but instead of celebrating her historic victory, she's fighting off a wave of backlash, Giselle Shaw. So her win at MLP Wrestling's Northern Rising event saw her defeat Kylie Ray under controversial circumstances. In the match, there is this move that got hit where, like, Kylie goes for a head scissors and then Giselle stops and is like, no, I got you now, bitch. Like, I'm going to tombstone your ass. And then Kylie does like this frontwards Rana move and it just plants her. And goddamn, it was amazing, because it's not like a destroyer, like it's like Rana DDT, a Rana driver. I can't even explain it. And Giselle sold it like she was all bent in half. And it was like, oh my God, madness. But she pulled out the win, I guess. So owners. Okay, so she's facing controversy now. Some fans are accusing her of using her relationship with Maple Leaf Pro owner Scott D'Amore to secure the title. So either her and Giselle Shaw and Scott D'Amore were fucking dating, or they are dating, or they've hooked up. I don't know what it is. Like, they're not dating, but like everyone knows that they're And I called it. If you guys go back, I said, when Scott started Maple Leaf Pro, I was like, we're going to see Giselle Shaw likely show up there, when she left TNA. And anyone could call that, because of that relationship. Now, it's not out in the public, but people do know about it. And so fans are calling it out. I don't know if it's that. I mean, he did push her in TNA, but also, why wasn't she like the longest reigning knockouts champion? Like, he pushed Trinity and Jordan Grace and other people in that time. And Giselle was sort of like a gatekeeper, was almost someone you beat and then you got to that next level. So I think he booked her well. And now this is the time, like, you have your own Fed, you crown her the champ. Right? Like, I don't see the problem with it. Maybe there's a bit of that, but at the same time, okay, look at how Tony Khan's friends are presented in this fucking company. Are we really going to start in AEW? Are we going to start pointing fingers? Like, look at how Triple H was booked, married to the boss's daughter. And I'm not saying it's because of that in any of those circumstances either. Like, Kenny Omega's friends with Tony Khan, but he deserves to be pushed as like a top talent. I would say if I had a federation, he'd be in there. He'd be like a Triple H guy who's, if I have two other guys above him, he's like right there, or he's one of the top guys in my opinion. So, and I know a lot of people scoff at that. Oh, come on now, Phil. But for real, man, and we're going to talk about it later, what Kenny was saying about AEW, or I mean WWE rather. It's like, man, go prove everybody wrong then. Show up there and shut everybody up. I think you could do Kenny versus Roman at Mania and everyone would be like, holy shit. I think you could do that. Some people disagree. I don't know. I think I'm right about that. If you could do Cody Rhodes Seth and have everyone melt down, I think you could do Kenny Roman out of nowhere at a Mania and have everyone melt down. I think that would happen. Anyways, so rather than stay silent, Shaw decided to address the backlash head on, taking to Twitter with the former TNA wrestling star didn't hold back. Haters will always attack and drag my personal life online, but they all have one thing in common. They could never hate or deny my hard work, consistency, talent, my drive and passion on everything I set my mind on. Stay mad. It's my fuel. First, only, and longest reigning MLP Women's Canadian Champion. And yeah, so this isn't the first time. While her in-ring is undeniable, her relationship with D'Amore has often been a topic. But that's the thing. In TNA, man, she had the Knockouts title, but then she dropped it and was sort of a gatekeeper. So I just think that's like how you book someone at her level, you know? I had always put her work over as well. I haven't been watching all of Maple Leaf Pro. You know, I didn't see their last big event, which was the big one. Like I retweeted it and shit, but I should be watching it. God damn it. I support the fuck out of it. And Alexander's there as well. He's their champion, their first world champion or Canadian champion. And he's in the ring right now with Hangman. So the Crockett Cup is going down. And Kenzie Page. Here's what Corrigan has to say. As the person who booked this very special matchup between Corrigan, who, have you guys seen? He might be Bill Burr's brother. Now, some people online are like, it's a bit. No, it's not a fucking bit. Right? Bill Burr's just playing it out. You can tell when Burr's awkward as fuck. Like he gets very personable about. There's lots of clips of people like, oh, so you have a cousin and shit, and he's like, yeah, shut up. Like there's fucking weirdos out there, you know. He doesn't like talking about his family too in depth, and I believe it, man. I believe that Billy Corgan and Billy Burr are fucking related, man. They sit the same way, they act the same way. I swear to God, dude, you have to watch them on Howie Mandel. On his podcast, if you guys haven't seen that. There's no way that's just a clever bit. Like, Bill does not fuck around like that, right? If you guys know, like, I'm a huge comedy fan, so Bill Burr, he canceled his whole podcast with Bert Kreischer, WWE tie-in, just because Bert, like, brought on, I don't know, you guys just have to look into this shit. I'm telling you, he doesn't like to fuck around like that. I swear him and Billy Corgan are brothers. Look into that shit. I'll play in X-Files. Anyways, back to pro wrestling. It relates, man. It's Billy Corgan, okay? Smashing fucking Pumpkin. William Patrick Corgan, as he is known in the wrestling world. So he says, as the person who booked this very special matchup between WWE's Natalya and NWA World Champion Kenzie Page in a championship match, no less, and given the bad blood between the two stars, which is only built since the Bloodsport event in Vegas, and of course, Miss Page's unseemly attack at the dungeon, I've come to a very important conclusion, which is that the officiating of this match must be handled in a very particular way. And though I have full confidence in our referees, I am concerned about their safety as well as ensuring that we in the National Wrestling Alliance will have a clear and just result. Therefore, I've named Gail Kim as the special guest referee. Didn't I call this? What the fuck? Jesus Christ, man. I was like, Gail Kim as a referee. I swear, if I didn't say that, I did say get her involved. I might have even said get her as a fucking referee. Have her referee this match or whatever. That's fucking awesome, right? Corrigan listens to PWT confirmed. As the special guest referee for this contest, no, I don't remember if I said be a guest ref, but I was like, get her involved in this. If she's not going to wrestle Natty, you have Gail involved in this in some way, right? Which could lead to a match with Natty. This all could lead to the match. Ultimately, if you're Corrigan and you have Gail Kim right now and you have Natty, you know you can get Natty for more than one appearance. You need to have Gail Kim versus Natty Neidhart. You need to make that match. Anyways, May 17th in Philadelphia. I know. So I'm not overly familiar with Kenzie Page. I got to be honest. I fell off NWA during the whole, like, they brought Marty Scurll in, then the speaking out happened and the pandemic, and then they got fucked up from both of those things. And then Power fell off. And then I just completely have fallen off as well with NWA. So I haven't been keeping up. Kenzie Page is definitely, I'm familiar with the name. She's been making a name for herself by running into the dungeon and attacking Natty Neidhart. We've been chronicling it here on the show. But Natty had this to say. She crossed it out saying, I'm Natty Neidhart. I'm not Natalia. And she's like, I'm coming to NWA to beat the shit out of Kenzie and anyone else who gets in my way, Billy. You can put who you like in there with us. Result is going to be the same. Your girl is going to get mauled under your banner, Natty. And so I think Gail Kim gets involved. I think Natty fucking maul, like she says, I'm going to whoop Gail as well. Like, I don't give a shit who's in there. And then we get Gail Kim, Natty, maybe for not the belt. And if you're NWA, you put Kenzie Page over Natty. Do the right thing. Do the right goddamn thing. Or is the right thing to have Natalia Neidhart have a run with your NWA title and wear it on Raw one night or whatever and have her picture on that belt? Maybe that's the move. Maybe that is the move. Chat, you let me know what you all think. You go with Natty or you go with Kenzie Page? You all tell me. But this is intriguing. It's so awesome that I'm this intrigued in an NWA match. Now, I won't lie. If it was just Natty versus Kenzie, but adding that Gail Kim in there, I'm like, oh, shit. We might get Natty versus Gail Kim in NWA in 2025. What the fuck? And maybe it's for the title. Maybe it's for the title. Holy shit. And then Gail could get it off Natty, and then Paige could get it off Gail. You guys get, because Gail, I think, is sticking around with NWA. She may be like signed with them for a bit, you know? So that would be awesome. And the 2300 Arena, dude, in Philly. So that venue popping off, if only, right? Paul Heyman's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm making money hand over fist right now. Priscilla Kelly, FKA Gigi Dolan, has been announced for 2 upcoming GCW dates as well. One on Coney Island. And one in Dallas. So make sure you guys check that out, I guess. GCW's heating up. People are sharing clips of the new Hayabusa, and people are like, how the fuck is the new Hayabusa's 450 splash identical to the original Hayabusa's 450? And I'm so down. Like, it's kind of cheesy, but this is why. Now, I'm not saying they should pass the Undertaker gimmick on to anybody, right? But some of these gimmicks like Hayabusa, I mean, it's kind of cool. It would be awesome if his family was getting something from that, but then do you take money away from the guy who's doing the gimmick? But then he's automatically getting money taken away because he's doing that gimmick, no? I just think that it's cool that we're seeing like La Parka, a new version that people will get hyped about, or this new Hayabusa. Where does he wrestle? Is this in Noah? Where is this new Hayabusa wrestling? Chat, tell me. I don't know where he wrestles. But I want to see more of it. So here's Natty again. Here's a little vignette, a little promo she dropped like not long ago.
Kenzie, I am not this. I made this. I built this. I did this.
Hangman and Ospreay get the win. I won't lie, that match was pretty fun. I was talking a lot over it where it may have dragged on a bit for some of you guys to where I didn't call it out. But I like how the match ends and they're just staring each other down like this. Yeah, I just like this feud. And their match at Double or Nothing is going to be fucking awesome. Here's the thing, though. The same critique I gave this match, but I don't even know if it applies. How long are we? 26 minutes into the show? Yeah, so it was like half hour of this. And then now there's a schmoz where a jumping's happening, of course. So they just got to fuck up anything good they had. They should have just went to a vignette or commercial break with Hangman and Ospreay staring each other down. We get it. These guys all hate each other. They lost. They dip out, and then they'll do an attack another day. Attack them another day. Don't do it all. God damn it. You can tell what Tony's booking, and then the Hurt Business MJF shit, they're like, stay the fuck out of this, Tony. We got this. Oh, really? They don't like each other. Ospreay had to hit Hangman by accident because they already don't like each other. No, we know that part. Have them stare down, then go to something else that might interest us. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Learn how to format a TV show.
To survive. But underneath, there's a part of me that craves Bye. The side that loves to leave behind the predictability.
She's fucking Oksana's gimmick now.
In the security.
You guys remember Oksana?
Of my life. You see, I was born fighting, Kenzie. Somewhere along the way, I was domesticated.
I was born in the darkness, Bat. You've merely adopted the darkness, Bat.
And that's why my life doesn't fit right now. Some people get fast cars, or drugs, or a piece on the side, just to feel alive. But me, I just need the taste of blood in my mouth. Feeling of bruises underneath my clothes. And the rush of kill or be killed.
And WWE can't do this with her. Why? You're just a heart, pal. Okay, I mean, realistically here, it's a shame you didn't have any kids we could put you in a tag team with, pal.
I don't need to get something else to feel alive, Kenzie. I need to be someone else. Someone who is going to come to your house and beat your ass. And smile while doing it.
I'm the Joker, Batman. Oh, no. Jesus Christ. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was miscellaneous news. Round of applause for miscellaneous news. We got some TNA stuff lined up here. I'm going to check in with chat. Let's check in with chat here. So Rabid Wolverines LC Killer 17 for 2 says Hulk. It looks like he's not well. Yeah, dude, he just looked like he was like stoned and drunk, you know, which I'm not judging that part, but he's just, you know, he's like, I can go to LA, brother, and do the Hollywood gimmick. It's like, dude, you're talking to Ariel Helwani. That's what Bischoff's face looked like too. He looked worried. Like, bro, you're talking to Ariel. He watched the Raw. He knows that you were in red and yellow and like trying to be a uber babyface, brother. Quit lying, dude. George is like all worried about the likes. Yeah, let's run those likes up to 100 over on the Clips channel as Ricochet's about to take on Zach Gowen. There's like 150 watching over on the Clips channel. YouTube.com/@ProWrestleClips. Come vote in our poll. It's 54% to 46% saying Ospreay and Omega couldn't make it in WWE. You guys really think they couldn't make it? But yeah, run those likes up to 100, even if you're hate watching, or else Jericho's going to pop in. We are Canadian friends, eh? Eh, buddy. So make sure you guys do that. And, or else George is going to have a fucking aneurysm. Like for a one-legged man, 100. This guy Richard Adams, I'll beat off my dick. Yeah, dude, you're in the wrong chat, bro. You're in the wrong chat, brother. We're on XNXX or whatever. Put your head up your ass and fight for air. Fuck out of here with this. It's almost like Alexander is just there for the money. Well, dude, he's getting a huge chunk of change, more than WWE would give him. And what would he do in WWE? Be honest. They got Chad Gable. They got the Creed brothers. Like, he's the amateur wrestler guy. Okay, they got like 3 or 4 of those already. And then they just brought Cobb in. And that's going to be like 40% to 60% of his gimmick. So, yeah. MJF should stop making a fool of himself. joining the Hurt Business. He's not black. Oh, boy. Yeah, dude, I think that... Really, bro? It's a... Jesus Christ. It's pro wrestling, bro. Right? So that's kind of like they knew that some of the fans would react that way to it. Right? But it just really doesn't matter ultimately because they're giving a good story out of it regardless. Because MJF is always trying to manipulate people to get ahead. Like always, he's trying to surround himself. Now that's sort of Jericho's gimmick too, but he just won't admit it. You know, but MJF's whole thing is like, I have to latch on to other people and use them to get ahead. You know, otherwise I'm unable to. Well, I mean, you could criticize him for that, but he is a great heel. That babyface run was sort of the same thing. Him just latching on. That was possibly the biggest fumble ever, that whole devil thing. Ultimately, I think that really hurt him a lot. Okay, so Zach Gowen's doing somersaults. Should we call this action? I mean, it's a one-legged man, for Christ's sake. Right? I think we should call this action over here. Ricochet versus Zach Gowen. So he's hitting him with like the crawling John Jones action. Okay. Zach Gowen was the right one-legged wrestler. Yes, Gowen, man. He got so much sympathy and he got so much heat on Brock Lesnar, like helped him get so much heat when Lesnar, like I talked about it before, F5'd him into the post with the one leg, and then Mr. McMahon was beefing with him. Like, God, I just snarled and seethed and hated those motherfuckers when I was a kid, dude. And remember, Gowen was like in the crowd originally too. And you really didn't know. Like, well, it depends. If you were an adult, you knew. Obviously, it was a plan. But at my age, I was like, Jesus Christ, there's no way. And he would just bleed too, man. So he just slapped Ricochet in his bald head. The crowd's like behind Gowen, but there's not really... And they're booing Ricochet, but they're not going like super crazy or anything, you know? Gowen's kids are there. So we're in picture-in-picture. Okay, yeah, we'll do some news during picture-in-picture. Okay, that figure four spot was funny the first time. Puppy power. Gowen, at least in the old days, was a legitimately impressive athlete for having only one leg. He's still good. He knows how to work with one leg. I don't remember. Other people are like the legless guy in AEW. I remember him in a battle royal, but wasn't he just thrown out like real quick? I don't remember him like doing a bunch of stuff. Like, I don't think he wrestled a ton in AEW. He was on the All In show or whatever, and he was like thrown over the top. But I think he was like going viral around then, so was what it was. 626 for 2 says Senta lies, deceptions, Rogue One drop in Discord. What do you mean? What are you talking about, 626? Okay, we'll do TNA news here. There's not a whole lot of it. From Rogue One. Oh, the lies, deception. Thank you. I will put that on the soundboard. Absolutely epic. Thank you for sending that in. I never watched the legless guy. Okay, so let's get into some news here. I'll play a banjo and we'll get into TNA news. So here's Jeff Hardy out here living his best life at a concert.
I hope she
eating like, what is he eating, tots, or he's got wings there?
to go.
Dad, this is Pearl Jam.
Amazing. Amazing. That's him and his daughter having some daddy-daughter time. That's epic. Jack Price has revealed that his contract with TNA has come to an end. He's been with TNA since 2022. And Joe Hendry confirms his TNA contract expires in 2025. Guys, all I'm saying, Joe Hendry, 2026, he'll be in WWE. Mark those fucking words right there. And that was TNA news, ladies and gentlemen. TNA news. So we got some WWE stuff to get into. We can do chat. Let me know. You guys want AEW or you want WWE news next? And I have one or two Dave Meltzer clips to play today, I think. No, I think we went over that one. Dave phoning into his own show. Did we do that one where he reviewed Backlash? I think we may have already done that clip. I can't remember. F1WGP7 for 5 says, on my Total Extreme Wrestling 9 game, dude, awesome. Deep cut pull there. AEW made MJF join the Iron Savages. Such an accurate TK move. Dude, here's the thing is that Bear Bronson broke in the business with MJF. Like they were really good friends early on in their careers. You know what I mean? And that's the dude crying about not crying, but he's like, I'm suffering and being like penalized because of what my partner did, because he's not getting booked now because his partner, the other one, the Bear Boulder guy, that's who the Iron Savages are, right? They changed their names to the Iron Savages or whatever. But yeah, the other guy, he got fired from AEW and all of that. And the other guy can't get booked because people don't want sort of that name on them, I guess. The whole Bear Boulder, Bear Bronson or whatever the fuck stuff. So, yeah, but that guy will keep a job as long as MJF's there. Yes, on his cordless phone from the 80s. Yeah, so we did that, right, guys? Okay, I was really tired on Monday, so I couldn't remember. But yes, we went over that clip. So I don't think we have it, unless someone can send me an epic Dave Meltzer dumb moment. We don't even have one lined up for tonight. I did it all on Monday for that bonus day show. It wasn't even a bonus show. Just instead of only focusing on WWE like I typically do during the Raw watch-alongs, I just did like a standard PWT episode. So I used up a lot of all the Dave shit I had for the Wednesday segment, which is all good. I'm sure I could just scroll his Twitter for this Wednesday segment if you guys really wanted me to. I am genuinely watching this match though. Gowan missed the moonsault. Ricochet grabbed the scissors. He's contemplating, do I shank him? I don't know. He does the shit lariat. Yeah, it's crazy. Gowan just took him to the limit. And then Ricochet with that shit lariat. But it's good to do as like a heel, because he's not a babyface. So why are people, you don't want them cheering you for your flips and shit, right? Now he's going to attack Gowan. So 2 matches with attacks. See, you could do this. Okay, he lariats Gowan. He's a one-legged guy. I mean, this was cool 20 years ago when we saw it the first time. But either way, Ricochet attacks him. That's fine. Get more heat on Ricochet. But when it comes to Ospreay Hangman, why not just let them face off and then go to commercial break, do a vignette or whatever? Why it didn't put more heat on the Callis family to attack them again and then make them bumblefuck attack each other leading into this match. We get it. So they could have saved it for this, but now we're 2 for 2 matches with shitty schmozzes after and people hitting the ring and shit like that. So it's just, it's redundant, man. Anyways, you guys want AEW news? Let's fucking do it. You ask and you shall receive. He's a bad heel. Why would he hesitate with the scissors? You're right. The shit lariat. Yeah, it's just such a shitty, he doesn't lay it in well. It's a move that he does to preserve himself and also because you don't want people to cheer for you. I get the psychology behind that. But He doesn't do it well. Of all the moves, he does so many moves good. That's the one he doesn't do well, you know? It is okay, Phil. Dave will do something soon since AEW's on. Yeah, exactly. We'll figure it out, or we'll just save it, man, for Saturday. And we'll just go all out, you know? I could use a laugh or 3. Has Dave dropped his star ratings for Backlash? Yeah. Florida's up 4-0. Damn. Toronto just choking. I'm not one to talk, though, man. Oilers choked in the finals. Okay, y'all thinking about the spirit gun? You guys want AEW news? Yeah, you guys might as well. You guys said you want to laugh or 2. There's a lot in AEW news today, though, so we're not short on AEW news. Okay. So let's head on over here. 356 watching. If you're on X, come on over, baby. Come to YouTube or hit the like, hit the retweet, hit the thumbs down on X if you guys have that. Apparently they're rolling out thumbs up and thumbs down on X. Hit the thumbs down if you're hate watching. Hit the thumbs up if you like it, retweet. Come on over to YouTube. There's a poll. Do you guys really think Omega or Ospreay would make it in WWE to the level that they portray themselves to be or that Dave Meltzer pictures them at? I voted yes, man, but no is winning out on both channels. And also come run those likes up or else Chris Jericho is going to come get in this chat as well. And he's going to sing to us unless you want that, right? Run it up and maybe I'll play Jericho. Who knows? Ricochet don't do no damn lariat. Guess my memory isn't what it used to be. Okay. About what? I'm just checking in with chat. Okay, Spirit Gun. No, not to the world title level. I want it. Do the Oilers get the upset elimination? No, it's not an upset, bro. We're better than fucking the Golden Knights. Come on, dude. We're cleaning them up. We were in the finals last year and should have won in Game 7. Fucked around and fucked up. Vegas should already be beat as well. They scored a goal with 0.4 on the fucking clock. Like the refs stopped the clock and we're like, no, 0.4 seconds were left. The game's, it's like, all right, I guess. So we should have already beat them. So, nah, you know? Anyways, everybody, we need an Ichi Nissan Da for AEW news. Where's my Ichi Nissan? I can never. And the yeah. So, let's see it here. Tony Khan. Oh yeah, we watched that one where he's doing like the Hulk Hogan. What you gonna do, brother? Crazy. I love how people pretend not to see that shit. So, AEW Disciplinary Committee posted this. And he said, okay, somebody fill me in. And shout out TT Dub, by the way, and shout out Dis. So, and I put something else, a follow-up to this in the wrong area. So I'm just going to fix this, or I'm just going to pull it up over here. Okay. So AEW Disciplinary Committee said, okay, someone fill me in on the AEW WrestleTalk thing. I see a bunch of AEW fans coping, saying WrestleTalk aren't covering AEW anymore and canceling subs. But it looks like they just stopped reviewing Dynamite. So I quote tweeted this and I was like, they quit reviewing Dynamite because of low viewership on their reviews. And whenever they were actually critical, the sickos jumped all over them. It just ain't worth it. And I don't blame them. Here's the other thing. Okay. Sickos came under my post here. Not a whole bunch, but a couple were like, Ollie Davis said that Punk is a better champion than Hangman. And that's just purely bias, obviously, and all this shit. And it's like, what are you talking about? First off, that's a subjective opinion. Who is a better champion? But secondly, it's like, what are you talking about? How is that all of a sudden bias? Now, that's clearly bias. And who knows? Maybe this person's just a delusional sicko, mental illness or something. But some people don't get it. Like they think if you're critical of something, that means you hate or have an automatic bias or just don't want something to be better or aren't a fan of said thing. It's so fucking dumb, man. It's the stupidest thing ever. But yeah, that's what happened. They quit because look at the views and shit. Now, I didn't post a picture, but disciplinary committee, leave it to fucking Dis. He does it. He responds and goes, because like I'm subscribed to WrestleTalk and shit. I used to watch them all the time, you know, so I see like what's going on, what they post and stuff. But Dis looks it up. He goes, yep, I was just about to post this. I looked it up, about 11K. So he quote tweets me and just concurs and posts proof, you know, so high five Dis. And goes, about 11K weekly views, except for the one where they talked about EO and tripled the number. Right? So just whenever they talk about Hurt Syndicate breaking up and shit, it just gets less views than the WWE stuff. Which is obvious. But for them, WrestleTalk, like, damn, I got to be honest, man, for their numbers just in general aren't. Now, people would go, well, you don't even have these numbers. Yeah, but I'm building. Like, I'm still growing every day by day and every month. You know, month over month, I'm still growing, right? I'm new, right? I'm 2 years deep. WrestleTalk, it's like, damn, I didn't realize 10K on a Ricochet on a stream. Like, overall, that's after 2 months after they streamed it end. Like, they used to get more than that, I feel like. Even this one, CM Punk, will he sell his soul? 22K views, you know? And then this EO Sky one, 36K views. But then, like, you know, you're talking about MJF, 12K, John Moxley, 14K. So the numbers don't lie. And to think that, so here's what people got to understand. And there's a great video I should almost just watch with you guys that is focused on UFC and MMA and piracy. And they don't focus on WWE, but the same applies to pro wrestling. Because let's be honest, a lot of people are just going on sites and watching wrestling too. And that's a huge problem in MMA. And that's why WWE moved away from pay-per-views. They realized, well, if we put it on streaming, because this video that I'm talking about, and it's more focused on MMA, but maybe we'll watch it one day on the show. Maybe I'll bring it up soon. We'll EFAP it or something. This video just highlights how there's studies proven, multiple studies that prove, like, people who pirate shit will fucking buy stuff. They will go get Peacock and watch shit on Peacock. They will watch shit on Max if you reasonably price a lot of shit, or if there's interest in it and stuff like that. And it would be interesting to, like, I don't know how it compares to pro wrestling, but the way it compares to even just lowering the prices of pay-per-views, like, people who pirate shit will buy cheaper pay-per-views and stuff like that. It's just everyone's gouging now. And when everyone's gouging, nobody's going to. So AEW is sort of gouging in a lot of ways where, oh, it's on Max, but our pay-per-views aren't on there, but you can spend $50 on Amazon for the pay-per-view or whatever. You know, it's just silly. And I would love to see. Yeah, I would just love to see the numbers on how streaming and pay-per-view buys. I would love to see the same video, but done about pro wrestling. So maybe we'll EFAP it, tag the guy who made it, and encourage. We can make some noise and get somebody in his comments to let the motherfucker know, hey, do this for pro wrestling too, and let us know, because it'd be interesting. Anyways, yeah, so Dis did the work there. Shout him out for doing that, and I appreciate that. So Colt Cabana couldn't, like, this is a really cringe tweet, man. All they did was model the mask off of Excalibur's mask. Okay. And I'm not shitting on it. I think it's okay. Listen, there's a lot of people who were just like, oh, they didn't even mention AEW. They didn't even, yeah, they were never going to do that. They were never going to do that. They don't know what AEW is. Oh, the director does because his brother's Colt Cabana. Sweet. He can't just sneak AEW shit. What it is that they go, we need a reference for a lucha mask. There was an original sketch as well where Chris wasn't wearing a mask and the guy wearing the Excalibur mask was wearing this other mask. Okay. And then the people who wrote the show went, oh, we need two lucha masks. It's funnier if they're both wearing masks. So then the Colt Cabana's brother was like, we need another lucha mask. And Colt Cabana goes, yeah, you could do Excalibur. It would be funny if you did Excalibur's. Like, he just pitched it to his brother. It made it in the show. That's amazing for AEW. That's sweet. They can go, but then for Colt to be like, a Family Guy AEW crossover. It's like, I don't know about that, man. It's like, here, I'll give you a perfect example, okay? So our guy Travis Heckle, he will sneak neckbeards into his fucking thumbnails. Neckbeards goes, this is awesome and hilarious. How cool is this? Right? He doesn't go, oh my God, a Toonie Talk crossover with Jim Cornette official experience podcast. You know what I mean? Like, he just goes, how cool is, look at this. This is hilarious, right? So the way Colt is, he tweets out, he goes, it was so cool so I get why people are jumping on him, but also, yeah, like they should be hyped about it. You know, that's cool. That is cool as fuck for Excalibur. He was in an episode of Family Guy, goddammit, like his mask was. That's really cool. Honestly, it is. That being said, the way Colt is like, it was so cool for Family Guy to recognize me as an AEW wrestler. Where did they do that? Where did they do that? Because your brother was like, hey, my brother's a wrestler, and so he has an idea for the design of a mask. We should use this one. That's how they acknowledged you as a, Cabana's sitting here. He's got his one up like fucking Roman Reigns, and he's like, Fox and Seth MacFarlane.
Acknowledge me.
Like, bro, no. As an AEW wrestler, and shut up Excalibur and want to do this. Huge AEW Family Guy crossover. No, it's not a huge crossover. They Easter egged some AEW shit because your brother knows what AEW is. That's awesome. It's not a crossover. A lot of hard work went into making this happen. I doubt a lot of hard work went into it. I bet you there were some sketches thrown, like, hey, did we nail it? I bet their animators nailed it on the first, or there was maybe one tweak. I bet there was a contract that needed to be signed. Hey, we're going to do this, and you're not going to sue us and go, you used my likeness and all that. Like, I'm sure Excalibur had to get on the phone with someone. I'm sure there was some work. There was some hard work for a mail guy or like a desk lady who fucking had to email all this shit over and get the digital signatures and shit. You know what I'm saying? I could see that, but yeah, I don't know. It just seems like, again, another victory lap taken too far. Like, it doesn't need to be taken that fucking far. And I guess maybe Family Guy retweeted Colt or something, and is that why he's saying, oh, it's so cool for Family Guy and Fox to recognize me as an AEW wrestler? That is so cringe. That's so cringe, bro. Relax. Anyways, moving along. So AEW taking a big W here. I'm actually going to give them a pat on the back for this one. So as reported by Sun Times, AEW is bringing a residency to Chicago. Now, they've ran Chicago. They've tapped this city out when it comes to AEW. They really have ran them dry and tired. That being said, I like and encourage them to do residencies. I've said they should do residencies in the UK and then go to Australia and do a residency. And run small shows all around and build your market in these places. Do a residency in Japan. Why not? Why not do these things, man? And they're starting in America. I mean, I don't know if this is the best place to start. Chicago, just a city that is an awesome wrestling town, but AEW's just slapped them in the face so many times. I don't know how big these shows are going to be, but yeah, smaller venues, residencies, more of this. Dynamite Collision. And this is saving them money. And I'm going to tell you guys something. Go and listen to Eric Bischoff on K100, right? And the way he describes the deal with AEW. Now, again, I'd love to have Bischoff on. Like, I suck at explaining this shit as good as Bischoff. You know what I mean? But basically, what was said on K100 And I got a DM about it like before here. So I'm just quickly scrolling through. So, yeah. So basically what Bischoff said from a good source that he heard that AEW's $185 million per deal TV deal is not what it sounds like. He said that he was told that it's their entire overall budget is $185 million, including production and marketing. So when you consider the salaries, the rental costs of arenas, they have to be losing a fortune. And when they start deciding we're going to do smaller buildings and residencies, that could be a big sign of that, no? And so I asked back, I was like, so WBD's in control of their budget? And then I was told, no, AEW are in control, but the overall grand scheme, it basically means AEW got absolutely fucked with their new deal, and Tony has to be personally covering losses that AEW's taking. So I don't know. Go listen to Eric Bischoff on fucking K100 about this. Now, I'm not boo-booing on the residency. They should have been doing this a long fucking time ago. And I've been yelling about it forever. And they should do one in the UK and do one in Japan and do one in China if you want to fucking make fans there. Do one in Canada. Do one in other big cities. Do these residencies, film a bunch of TV. Just film a few weeks. No one needs to see this shit live. Fuck you doing, you know? And just build it back, man. Well, maybe. I think if they started to tape AEW, I think you would see Dynamite do Collision numbers. I think a bunch of the sickos would just look up the spoilers and not actually go through with watching the show. AEW signs productivity drink sponsor, contract details revealed. So, Woo Energy is no longer the drink, and they are going to have not only the AEW logo on the canvas that the sickos flipped up on. Oh, look, AEW logo on the canvas. It's awesome. But they're crying about WWE. Now they're going to have not a sports drink, not an energy drink, but a productivity drink sponsor. Okay. And it's going to be on their turnbuckles and their mats and shit like that, just like Prime. And all the sickos aren't going to say shit about it. And I know you sickos are listening on X, and you guys know you're not going to say shit about it. So this stuff is called iDrink with a Q. So like iPhone, but iDrink with a Q. And, iDrink content will exclusively air on the TNT and TBS television networks as part of the weekly AEW Collision broadcast. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a deal. Co-presenting sponsor for international pay-per-view events. AEW, so listen to this. Weekly live TV viewership with 97 million subscribers. AEW 2.2 million per live television broadcast. Guys, look at this. Look at this, guys. Where are they getting Let's read this. So here's what goes down. Here's the numbers this iDrink broke down, okay? Access to over 19,000 plus doors for direct on the shelf iDrink sales in the USA. Weekly live TV viewership with 97 million subscribers on WBD. So where's all the subscribers they lost? Wasn't it 117 million that we covered on this show? We read some source saying, oh, they have 117 million. I'm pretty sure when Switchblade did the fucking math on that, he had like 100 and some million people subscribe to Max or whatever the fuck. So WBD only has 97 million. Whoa, this is what I'm talking about. Where's the numbers? So iDrink came up with this. We're reading F4W online, by the way. So what the fuck, man? So they only have 97 million on what? For WBD? Is that not including one of the HBO or some shit? We're going to talk about that in a bit because it's becoming Phil Don't Miss again all the time when it comes to this Warner shit, folks. AEW 2.2 million per live television broadcast. 2.2 million? What are they talking about after the basketball game and they get the 1.3 lead in plus Dynamite? 2.2 million? How is there 97 million subscribers? We thought there was like 117 million subscribers or whatever, but they have 2.2 million per live television. Where the fuck does that happen? When did that happen, chat? Co-presenting sponsor. So this drink is going to co-present the pay-per-view events, just like Prime. Use of AEW, WBD in-house production teams for digital signage, merchandise material. Wow. Get ready for that to flop. Product. What are you going to get? A guy, he's going to come out dressed up like a iDrink bottle. Product placement and graphics designed for use by iDrink C-store partners. Access to 220 contract wrestlers with over 137 million followers. And this is where the game gets fucked up with this whole followers bullshit. No. If you add all 220 contracted AEW wrestlers, they have 137 million followers. But how many of those 137 million followers are unique? How many of them are just following all of the wrestlers that are contracted? I follow 3.1K people. I follow every wrestler pretty much, right? Personally, I'm talking about me, Phil Marks. I follow every wrestler on my Pro Wrestle Times account, even indie wrestlers with fucking 200 followers. Okay. So combined, they have 137 million. If you go, 1 million plus 500,000 plus 2 million plus, but they don't have 137 million unique followers. And Hollywood gets this wrong all the time too. They're actually retarded when it comes to this stuff. Okay. But anyways, match and like the impressions shit. And I'll put over my own impressions. It's a gauge. We want to bring up Nielsen, eyebrow, fucking let's talk Nielsen then. People want to talk about, look at the views this got and its impressions on a post. Okay, but that's if someone who hates my guts and doesn't even read my shit or doesn't even follow me scrolls past my shit. That's an impression, right? That's how this shit counts. So, this whole the internet numbers are wonky. We talked about it the other show with Rumble too. The math don't math. It's Steiner maths all the time. Anyways, though, match sponsorship, product placement at announcer's desk and announcer voiceovers with lower third graphics. So Prime, are you going to have a hydration station? iDrink logo inclusion. So why'd they drop Woo Energy right away? Keep Ric Flair hired. And then they're like, we're going to go fuck your mushroom drink. We're going to go with this performance drink, or what are they calling it? A productivity drink. It's not an energy drink, but Tony Khan has one with every double shot espresso, Starbucks, and fucking soda water he has in the morning. So, iDrink logo inclusion and partner section of AEW's website. So it seems like maybe AEW might be invested in this drink to some degree, right? But they're absolutely fucking around with these numbers, bro. That's without question. Because you know what they say, dude. It's AEW. The commercial is Tony Khan sweating. You guys remember those old Gatorade commercials where like they sweat, where it's in black and white, but then the athletes sweat the color of the Gatorade they're drinking in the commercial? The iDrink commercial is Tony Khan. Like it's this in slow motion, but in black and white, zoomed in on him. Slow motion of him beating his chest. Yeah, like Michael Jordan. When you put it all on the line, iDrink. When you're the CEO, GM, creative director, writer, and COO of AEW, and you need to be productive. Take 2 Adderalls, a quadruple shot of Starbucks espresso, 2 soda waters, and a fucking iDrink, and you can be like Tony Khan forever. There you go, guys. I just made the ad for you right there. So another 4-way eliminator. We learned the other 2 opponents. Ridiculousness. Colt Cabana and Family Guy. We covered that. So AEW announces partnership with iDrink. Logo will be featured in the ring and on TV. And so Neckbeard says, Remember, folks, ads in WWE ring, ads in AEW ring. This thing looks like a seltzer. This thing looks like a White Claw, this I drink. No wonder Tony Khan likes it. White Claw. White Claw's the best because it's like alcohol mixed with soda water. It's really, truly great. Moving along here. So, Kenny Omega, right? And it's in the title. We have Bruv and we have Kenny Omega, both coping over WWE, right? And Kenny Omega says that we are headed down a path where a few years from now, the main event of WrestleMania is going to be Logan Paul versus Mr. Beast. I don't know if I've ever said it publicly or not. I think we're headed on a path where a couple of WrestleManias down the road, the main event is going to be Logan Paul versus Mr. Beast. And it's like, what's the wrestling acumen? How many miles have they put into it? It's like, does it matter? This is the process of evolution. Well, Kenny, Mr. T main evented WrestleMania 1.
Are you sure about that?
I think the progress of evolution is things are coming full circle in wrestling, and you guys are sort of being left behind in that late 2000s, 2010s mindset. And Kenny, I go to bat for you more than any other sicko or wacko, truly. And I encourage you to go to WWE so badly, and I will encourage to do so when I read my response to this. But Mr. T main evented Mania 1, and I believe there was like a football player battle royal at 2 or 3 where it was like half football players, right? And it's always been a thing, man. I don't know, dude. I don't think Mr. Beast is itching to get in the ring. I don't think we're going to see Travis Scott versus Logan Paul. And I think you guys just kind of got left by the wayside. Like, the evolution of pro wrestling is telling you what's old is new, but there is some new good things to run with that WWE has ran with, you know? Like the sports-based element everybody was clamoring for. However, I just don't know if, like, you being triggered by that, like, you wouldn't be coping like this if you were wrestling Logan Paul at SummerSlam, and you would have, like, the best. If Kenny was in WWE against Logan Paul, not only would they have a banger, but Kenny would be over there going, oh, I'm going to carry this guy through, like, the greatest match of his career. But he's just not over there doing it, and so he's bitter about that. And if he really wants to be a change, get over there and start teaching the NXT kids. And I gave a response to this, right? I was like, bruv, if you really want to be the change, I said, Kenny, get your fucking ass to WWE then and show everyone what's up. If this is a genuine concern of yours, then go and try to be a difference maker. You're already rich and have done every video game crossover you could dream of. All the sickos, too, who are like, man, I want to see Kenny versus Joe and Kenny versus Edge and Kenny versus this guy and Kenny versus this guy. It's never going to happen. That's not happening. We already missed out on Kenny versus all these guys, which is what everyone thought was going to happen in AEW. Didn't happen, okay? And I said, stop wandering from across the room and ask that girl to dance, my guy. Kenny, go. Go. If the rumors are true, and this is a fucking, if these rumors are true,
allegedly,
Kenny, and he's the one who's thrown it out there, he might just be working per appearances too. Like, he might not even be on a long-term, multi-year deal. We've heard nothing about him signing a new one since he said that he's not even been on a contract, and that's what's floating around. If that's the case, get out of there. Go to WWE and show everyone what's up. Show Logan Paul what's up then. Stop fucking coping, man. Go do it. You have all the money in the world, every crossover video game ever. You've had the dream match. Who do you want to wrestle? Edge? He'll be back there next year, bro. Just do the goddamn thing and show everybody what's up, okay? Mystery opponent at this year's Mania. Give Roman a year off. Bring Roman back at Mania, mystery opponent, Kenny Omega. Break the internet. Show everybody what's up. Because Kenny's also a guy who we've covered on this show who said multiple times, we don't tolerate Roman Reigns slander around here. We don't do that. He's amazing. I'd love to be showcased like him. Go fucking do it, brah. Go do it, buddy. And then he's like, I'm not your buddy guy. And I'm like, I'm not your guy, friend. And then Scott comes up and he's like, I wish you both cancer in your ass. And then you're like, who's Scott? And then Philip's like, Scott's a dick. No. So Sammy GR 435952219 has this to say. What the fuck? What type of setup is this? And it's a shot of an AEW show. Let's look. I think what's mostly cringe is Tony. Oh, yeah, this is why I'm not hating on the setup. Because if you've been to a Dynamite, see, they stopped. The reason there's so much space, you guys want to know why? Is because they don't fill up. Like once you get to the 7, 8, 9, 10 rows, and I've been to shows like that where I've had the whole row to myself, me and my wife, a whole like 7 rows back from the front, just to ourselves. Because those don't sell and people just start buying the cheaper tickets anyways, because again, man, you got to understand, like it's just not the hottest commodity, okay, right now. Although some of these ladies are getting big pops, which I'm happy for them for. However, this is in here because we have more Tony Khan cringe.
Tony! It is so great to be here tonight for AEW! Yeah! Let's go, Stockton! I have to ask, how many of you great fans here tonight have been to AEW before? Okay, who's here tonight for the first time ever? Yeah!
The whole crowd. Who's here for the first time ever? The whole crowd.
That's very cool. Happy birthday to your dad, sir. Let's go. Everybody, thank you for being here tonight. We're about to have a great time. We are going to shoot AEW Collision. You're all here tonight in Stockton on a Thursday. Yes.
But, oh, he's about to do Time Cop. Hold on. It's a Thursday, but we're filming Collision, which is going to air on Saturday, and it'll be a lot like my favorite movie, Time Cop.
On a Thursday. Yet this Saturday at 8 p.m., just 2 days from now, you're also going to be on TNT. You'll be on the show, you'll be in the crowd, you'll be on TNT.
Time Cop!
2 places at one Saturday. It's a lot like my favorite movie.
Tony, oh my God. See, or is this the OG? So this isn't a recent Collision Dynamite. This is just the OG clip or what, isn't it? Listen, I'm glad we can do a throwback. Here's the problem. When he says to them, is it your first time here? And they all chill, or they all cheer rather. And then he doesn't realize, like, okay, most of them are here for the first time, according to them. So then I'm going to like drop a one-liner and expect them all to know what my favorite movie is. You guys get what I'm saying? There's an art to playing the crowd. So when they all cheered when he said, is it your first time here? Don't then like do this to the Titantron guy and change the fucking direction of the thing. Like, don't sit there and go, oh, you'll be in 2 places at once, like my favorite movie. Then look at the crowd and expect them to fucking know what you're going to say. They all just cheered and said it's their first time being at an AEW show. How are they supposed to know about that your favorite movie's Time Cop? Crazy. Anyways.
The crowd could be on TNT watching. You'll be in 2 places at one Saturday. It's a lot like my favorite movie.
Yeah, in chat, Dunn did what now? Well, it's an old Time Cop clip, but it's new. So it's just like Time Cop, which means it's also old Time Cop because it's new Time Cop.
Time Cop, very good. Very good. It's a very intellectual wrestling crowd here in Stockton tonight. We're going to have a great time. We're about to start shooting. We have some of the biggest stars in wrestling coming out right now. Stockton, let's go!
Let's go! A very intellectual wrestling crowd tonight. Jesus Christ. Let me check in with chat for a hair here before we move on to bruv. So Vulcan 280 says, is this new drink just liquid cocaine from TK Supplier? Oh, come on now, Vulcan. That's not very fair to super chat in, so I have to read that when I don't think he does cocaine or cocaine accessories. No. Propane and propane accessories. That's not very fair to say Tony Khan doesn't just take Adderalls and drink soda water with espresso shots from Starbucks. Like I'm fairly certain he does. Yeah, dude, it's a productivity drink. So placebo, I don't even know what that means. Sky Blue arrived, the hottest girl in AEW tonight. Yeah, man. I went off on this title eliminator earlier, though. It makes no fucking sense. It's terrible, lazy booking. I want to do a time cop watch along. Yeah, let's do it. I'll do it on my Patreon. Sounds like 200 people. Then, now, together. Then, now, forever. Time cop. I'll do a watch along a time cop. Let's do it. Because they all listen to PWT confirmed. Yeah, no, you're not lying. The time cop bit started with Rampage. Okay, there you go. Well, if I haven't seen it, it's new to me. Time cop. This is new time cop. Is that new time cop? That I mean, I can't believe that he still does that bit. And they're all cheering. It's their first time there, so no, not to like try and drop a one-liner. Right? They're not going to know. Right now, you cannot buy iDrink. It's a product that doesn't exist, but does. Time Cop. So right now, you can't buy it, but on Wednesday, it'll be there. Right? So if you're a Time Cop, you can have one because you had one, and then you came back to now, but you were there then. But then is really past tense, but it's actually in the future. It's my favorite movie. Okay, so let's get back into news here. Okay. Let's continue along. So, yeah, all this Tony Khan cringe, I have to get it out of the bookmarks, okay? So, Will Ospreay thinks that AEW smokes WWE in every field, bruv. We're just better. We're just better, bruv. So, I think I have a quote of it. He says, we smoke them in every field of wrestling, bruv. Like, we're just better. I respect every single one of them in there. So you're going to disrespect them with your shittier wrestling, objectively shittier wrestling, if we're talking about pro wrestling. Okay? You're not a better wrestler because you let everyone kick out of your shit and you do more fucking moves. And the shit that gets people the most interested is what you're doing with Hangman after the matches and the promos you're cutting with him. That's where you're getting your biggest reactions, bruv. Are you listening to the crowd? Are you watching the shows like I am? When you and Hangman went face-to-face, crowd was going nuts. That's all the storytelling surrounding the match. That's going to mean more when you do all that shit in the big blow-off match. Okay? God damn it, bro. Top guy speed. Anyways, they all know what they're doing, but they're great at the job and understand getting people on their feet. But we are so much more better of a wrestling company than them. No, you're not. The point of pro wrestling is getting people on their feet. You're like, they're so good at getting people on their feet, but we don't do that here. We just do wrestling moves. So you like move corn with a P, YouTube, okay? That's what it is. It's just people who like to see flips and matches go long just because, and shitty false finishes just because. Okay, that's a small niche. The point of a wrestling promotion, promotion, holy fuck, we're learning the English language, is to promote superstars to make money. You don't promote shit unless you're trying to make a return on the investment and make money and promote it to be the biggest promotion. That's the whole point of promoting things. Otherwise, you don't promote it. You just do it in your room. It's like these assholes who think like, you know, you come across so many artists like I have in my day too, who think they're like these profound artists, but I just like do it in my room. I just don't show the world. It's for me. It's all for me. My art's only for me. No, that's bullshit. Okay. It is in the womb of art that criticism is born, or whatever the old saying is, bro. You're supposed to. Oh, is Taylor Swift the best? Yeah, because she's fucking, everyone knows who she is. Okay? So, like, can she hit every note and every octave and every whatever? No, but is that the only thing that encompasses good music? Or will way more people tell you that good music is something else? That's the problem, bro. It's like you're on the $1 million question, Ospreay, and you're sitting there with Regis Philbin, and you're like, I don't know. Oh, I have one lifeline left. Ask the audience. And the audience is like, the answer's D. And 85% of the audience is like, it's D. And then 15% are like, no, bruv, it's C. Trust me, bruv. And you're like, I think I'm going to go with C. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many more different ways can I break this down? Is McDonald's the best? Yeah, because their objective is getting the most burgers to the most people, the most good enough burgers that we all enjoy. All you assholes talking about Wagyu beef, you all love McDonald's. You all eat it. And their job is to get a reasonably priced burger to as many people as possible. So, yeah, they're the best at that. What the fuck? The promotion's job is to promote. So who's the best at that? So Ospreay just admits it, but then goes, we're way better at the wrestling. So you're better at, like, just doing the moves longer? I don't get it, man. You're better at stuffing more moves in that your opponents kick out of that make the story shittier. Like, what are you copping to here? It's like a weird cope delusion. And they just wish they were in WWE. Ospreay wishes if WWE went, okay, Will, same amount of dates, same amount of money. What do you say? Where do you guys think he would have signed? We all know where he would have signed. We all know where he would have signed. We all know. Same amount of dates, same amount of money. He'd have gone to fucking WWE. Okay? Otherwise, Kenny, why do you care about WrestleMania? Ospreay, why do you care? Right? And I know that these publications like Yo, Josh Martinez, they're always going to ask Ospreay because he's always going to be honest. And now he's worked himself into where all these people just want to interview him to talk about WWE. So they're not even interviewing you to even really talk about WWE AEW, which is what you guys get what I'm saying? It's like he's only hurting himself by doing this because he goes to these people who pretend to be sickos and we love AEW. But then what are you really interviewing Ospreay about? You're all just trying to get your, what does he have to say about WWE headline? And what do these indie promotions book him? And then they put a sloppy, drunk guy who looks like Triple H in the ring, comes out to Triple H's music, and bruv goes, oh, yeah, bruv, I'm not coping, bruv. I just thought it was funny, bruv, and I said, okay. You're being used as, like, a tool for these marks to, like, take shots at the Fed now. You understand that, right? And that's your own doing. And no one is going to fucking say this to you because everybody's either scared to or they don't even look at it the way your boy Philly Phil does, okay? Actually, I think there's some dumbass on X with the name Philly Phil, or maybe he's a cool guy. I can't remember. So either fuck you or you're cool. But either way, I'll call myself Dr. Phil. How about that? Uncle Phil, okay? No one's even breaking this shit down to you the way I am, Will. And I hope you're listening because I do like you, bruv. But, like, goddamn, this is just delusional cope, and these marks are just working you into getting their fucking clicks. Oh, you're doing the same thing, bruv. Yeah, I just react to everything, though. That's the difference. Okay? You come on here and I'd say this to you. That's the difference. I wouldn't let you just say this shit. Okay? So you just keep letting these dudes take advantage of whatever you got to say about Fed because that's the most relevant thing about you. How shitty's that? When the most relevant thing about you should be the story you're telling with Hangman Page. Going into Double or Nothing and All In, the two biggest franchise shows. Oh, they're franchises. The WrestleManias and the SummerSlams or whatever you want to call them of AEW. That should be what is getting the clicks. The way Io Sky's getting the clicks on WrestleTalk, or the way CM Punk is getting the clicks for WrestleTalk. But meanwhile, Scott Steiner, who hasn't wrestled in 20 fucking years. Well, I know he's wrestled, but you guys get what I'm saying? JD McDonough is getting clicks for shit he's doing on TV. You're getting clicks for talking about other fucking wrestling shows. And you allow these marks to do that to you. See, I'm on your team, bro. That's the difference, Will. I'm calling these motherfuckers out. No one else will do it for you. I'm going to fucking do it for you, dude. Team on my back. Let's go. Anyways, so Swerve Strickland and Reebok are dropping a collab shoe with Allen Iverson's Answer 3s. Now, I don't know, dude. Reebok, I think, like, the retro shit's in, so like the pumps are nice and shit. These are kind of lame. I'm not hating on it because it's AEW. I put over Swerve's other shoe, you know, but these are just they have too much going on, and it's this like trying to be future, trying to look futury, but trying to look throwback thing that a lot of shoes, and I'm not like a sneakerhead by any means, you know, but a lot of these companies, I guess I like them enough to where I can break this down enough to where like people are trying to do this thing where they're trying to look futury, but they're trying to do this like throwback. Just do one or the other. The throwbacks do well, and then when you see Kofi Kingston wearing like those giant feet boots or like that shit goes viral or whatever, right? So just like go one direction or the other. This shoe just has too much going on. My favorite color is red, but I would not put red on this shoe either. I don't know. Maybe I'm dissecting a shoe too much. I'm not going to buy a pair of these. Maybe you buy them to play ball or something. If you play like rec ball or something like that. Maybe a kid would think these were cool. You guys let me know if chat thinks these are sick. I just think there's a little too much going on. That's just me, but this is cool that Reebok and Swerve are teaming up. Now, just to give a little context on Reebok, like the UFC ditched them for Venom and the Rock's shoes, which are also lame as fuck. Shout out The Rock. But the Rock shoes are also lame as fuck, and they ditched Reebok for Venom. And you guys are like, what? You know? Which is like a very MMA purist brand, you know, Venom and the Rock's Project Rock Under Armour shoes or whatever. So that's all I'm saying. Now they're teaming up with Strickland. That's cool. Strickland's first shoe looked way cooler that he brought out when he won the world title. I don't know what fell apart. Was that just a concept that he was trying to pitch that never got picked up? So then he had to do this. I don't fucking know. But you guys let me know in chat if you would buy that shoe. Okay, so Saraya talks about her shocking AEW debut, and again, I like that she at least keeps the same energy. She's never backtracked on this, other than her promo, which she does say someone else told her to say this shit, and she does regret that. But she's never then gone and been like, this whole debut was whatever. One's up in the chat for Sabu, by the way. But what she will do is put over this moment as one of the greatest in her career. And, you know, honestly, you have to give AEW credit for giving people like Danielson and Cole like an amazing double debut, and Saraya a moment like this in her career and stuff like that. I know it didn't amount to anything, which if you criticize, you get called a Fed sucker or whatever. But we just want these moments that she's so fond of. And like even me, when she debuted in AEW, I was about it. I just wish it amounted to more. Instead, they were trying to get her to hook up with Daddy Magic, which we talked about last show, which is just insane.
I was in the arena when
and
you
shout out Muscle Man Malcolm and Waffle House
for AEW, and
oh yeah,
I was sitting at the top of the arena. No one would ever see me. I had the seats next to Jesus, but like it was so loud in there when you.
Yeah.
Did you have any nerves before you walked out that night? Because like obviously you had retired and you just weren't wrestling at the time.
Yeah, and no one knew I was there. I cannot believe we were able to keep that secret. Like that's amazing that we kept it a secret. And the girls that were in the segment only found out I was there like minutes before they were supposed to walk out.
I'm pretty sure everyone knew Saraya was going to be there, no?
Yeah,
Saraya, tomato. What is that, like a fucking cocktail?
I was really nervous. I don't know how people are going to react. I was like, are people even going to care? And then, once I got out there, I'm like, this is one of the loudest pops I've heard ever. Not just for me, just in general. I was like, holy crap, people really love that I'm here. And it's just like, it was a nice surprise for people. And I was just so scared. Before walking out there, I was like, oh my God, I'm like, people will probably not make it like a sound, I'm glad I was wrong. I'm very glad I was wrong.
When I was sitting there with my friend before you came out, and I saw your name pop up on the screen, I'm reading your name, and then my friend next to me screams,
Yeah, no one's known me as Soraya, and I haven't let people call me Soraya before. You know, I was like, I wanted to keep that as like a little personal keepsake. And when the name popped up, there was like a little like murmur or whatever.
Yeah.
But then when everyone saw me, they were like, "Oh my god!" Like they freaked out, and it was like the most magical thing ever.
Yeah, good for her, and good for that moment. You know, we got CM Punk's return to wrestling. That was magical. So Variety reports, now again, guys, go back in PWT history. What did I tell you guys early on in the show when I had no clout and was getting 100 fucking views on clips and shit? I was saying, yo, guys, in like a year, man, or, you know, look in the next year for DC to make huge layoffs. Like, it's coming. Look it up, man. They downsized their offices, all this shit. I was talking about DC, right? Part of WB. Warner Brothers owns that, right? Just this whole fucking time, man. And I've been saying for a long time, a lot is riding on the Superman movie for a long fucking time. Now, last show, David Zaslav, we covered it. He was quoted saying, we're depending on this movie to do well. Huh, sounds kind of like David Zaslav listening to PWT. No, but I'm telling you motherfuckers this, okay? So HBO Max returns. So HBO Max was the original name of it. They've lost such faith in Max that it's now being called HBO Max. We also read what Zaslav had to say. We're going to focus on one-shot documentaries. We're going to focus on our HBO content. You know, Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, like the IP we own. Da-da-da-da-da. Nowhere was there sports and entertainment. So much so they brought HBO Max back. Now, HBO boxing was cool as shit. Maybe the Saudis want to get it. I don't know about all that, but they didn't mention sports or sports entertainment or AEW or pro wrestling or anything. They're depending on Superman to do well, or else they're going to start selling shit off. I'm telling you guys, I've been right about this, okay? Their comic book offices were gutted and shit. They had to downsize tremendously. They got rid of here's another thing. Matt Reeves all of a sudden isn't going to direct Batman 2. Huh, why? So Phil marks out if you guys want to hear why. I can tell you, like, they want that shit to be DCU. And they want James Gunn to make the Batman in a fucking DCU. Matt Reeves doesn't want that. He wants it to be Elseworld stories. Phil marks out. I'll talk all about that. More content coming on there too. I actually have been grinding out a couple videos for that channel. That I do actual research on as well when I comprise like top 10 lists over there and stuff. So it takes time. Anyways, just trust me on this shit. Trust me on this shit. I was right. Zaslav's parroting what I was saying a long time ago. Why is that? And what I've been saying every week, every time we talk about fucking AEW, I bring up, guys, that Superman movie. You guys are sick of hearing me talk about it, I'm sure. Anyways, Warner Bros. Discovery says the decision returning the HBO brand into HBO Max will further drive the service forward and amplify the uniqueness that subscribers can expect from the offering. It is also a testament to WBD's willingness to keep boldly iterating its strategy and approach, leaning heavily on consumer data and insights, the best position itself for success. So that's what HBO Max, that's what WB had to say about it. So now when AEW's like, we're on Max, now they're on HBO Max. Is that what it is? Also, let's talk about this here. We look at the data, consumer data, the best position itself for success. What was Zaslav saying? We're looking at the consumer data, and people want one-shot documentaries, and they want HBO, and they want our IP, and they want our old shit, and our whatever, and they want us to focus on original this and da 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 da. They nowhere did they say sports or AEW or wrestling. So they looked at the data, and none of it's skewing like, oh, wrestling's 2.2 million at 30%. Brian beating the NBA. The best guys starting hard. BJ Bethel. None of that shit reflects reality or what WBD's saying or what anybody involved in this. And they're going back to HBO Max. In the next few years, shit's going to start selling if Superman doesn't pop off, which, again, I want to do a reaction video to the trailer. I fucking can't because Warner is one of the only studios that fucking strikes creators and shit and flags them for reacting to trailers and stuff. And it's really disappointing. But I'm still pulling for that goddamn movie and my guy Gunn. And, yeah, again, Phil has not been missing with this shit. So just stay locked in. You have to stay locked in here. And so Kenny Omega blasts Modern Wrestling and says 90s wrestlers would have beaten up Logan Paul. And it's like, bro, 90s wrestlers would have beaten you up too, bro.
Thank you, fuck you, bye, boom.
Fuck are you talking about? So again, it's just more cope. It's like, what? Are you going to go stretch Logan Paul? Go do it. Quit talking shit. Logan Paul, Kenny Omega, SummerSlam, do it. Do it. Drop that fucking title to Okada, come over, Royal Rumble, win that shit, go to Mania, challenge for the title. Oh, you think they'll just book him that way? Maybe. Look how they booked Cody Rhodes returning. That was Vince. You don't think Triple H is going to mark out and bring fucking Omega in and be like, yeah, let's do it. They had Cody versus Seth. Shook the world. You don't think they'll do Omega come out with this big, huge entrance and his big wings and a bunch of smoke and shit? And he does the point into the camera and then fireworks go off behind him because they rehearse the shit and it looks good. Jesus Christ, man. Go wrestle Logan Paul and shut the fuck up. That's what I have to say, and I'm a big fan. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was AEW news. God damn, I went off on that one. Okay, now chat. I need your help, George. I need your help. Super chats aren't showing up on my thing. It's not starring it or showing up as a super chat for me, and I don't know why. Don't know why to tell you. I don't know why. Yeah, like starred disappear. So here, I'm just going to switch that off, then back on. If I'm missing any other super chats, tell me, please, chat, because I apologize. But I see this one. I had to manually start it. Now, Foul, good to see you, buddy. Ostriches is the best fight gymnastics, not wrestler. Word. PWT going down in Malaysia right now. Ostriches is the best. Oh, so Ospreay, yeah, is the best fight gymnast, not wrestler. Yeah, I mean, that's just it. I just went over it as I freaked out pretty much and melted down because I'm passionate about this and I like Ospreay, man. And I was optimistic about him coming in AEW. If you guys go back, I was like, man, he had a great match in TNA. I was reviewing his matches outside of AEW coming in. And I was critical. I was like, dude, too many people are kicking out of his shit. He's got to slow that down. He can't do that in AEW or it's not going to get over, you know? But, yeah, man, it's just cope. It's cope and seethe. And you got to get used to it, man. I'm going to check in with chat further as well. And I'm going to... We got WWE news to get to as well. And guys, yeah, so tomorrow there's over 400 and there's like 430 watching. If you're on X, come on over to YouTube, hit like, hit subscribe, vote in our poll. Do you think Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay would make it in WWE, would actually make it to the world title, high level caliber? Come join us in chat. It's fun over here. Whether you're hating or trolling or not, that's welcome too. You know, we ain't pussies over here. And also youtube.com/@ProWrestleClips, @ProWrestleTimes. Make sure you subscribe. And I'm on the Squared Circle Maniacs, the SC Maniac show tomorrow night, okay, which is Thursday. I don't know if it's live or recorded or what, but I will be on that show. So make sure you guys come check me out over there. And I'm also doing Spaces with George Captor and Alt Jake. I think Sunday. I told you motherfuckers I'd be on this one, or is it the next one? George will remind me, but I'm on this one or the next one. So keep a lookout for that. And yeah, and then I have a couple cool guests coming, I think, next week. And I have a new podcast series coming out. I don't want to stooge the name, but it's really cool. It comes out in seasons. It will be on the Pro Wrestle Times and Clips. Patreon members and members of the YouTube channel will get the episodes early. It is a 10 season per episode thing. And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be really, really fun. And there will be a visual element for those who like video elements, and everything's just in pre-production right now. And I'm recording the episodes and all of that. So, and there'll be cool guests on that as well. And names you're familiar with from PWT, but completely different. It's not like I'm interviewing them, and it's a completely different whole thing that I'm doing, right? And it comes out in seasons. Anyways, so I hope that's all my plugs. You guys enjoy the plugs. You guys don't care about that. It's live tomorrow. Okay, yeah, I will be there for Squared Circle Maniacs. Thank you, chat. Juan Alarcon. For all of you that complain about my bird girl, I have 2 words for you. Daniel Garcia. Yeah, well, I've complained about him too. The fucking face. Oh, I'll have to check it out. Yeah, absolutely. What the hell is Spaces? It's a thing people do on X, right? And so it's people started doing shows on there and shit. So you just go on Twitter. And it'll be on YouTube, too. If you're a YouTube hound, you just search up Phil Marks. I'm sure there'll be clips of the conversation up on X as well. And it won't be like a last minute me showing up before a PLE. It'll be like an actual, I think they're going to like ask me questions and shit. You know, an actual like where I'm a guest on a pod, not just like where I came in quickly and I'm like, oh, let's preview this fucking show and then head over to my stream or whatever. So anyways, okay, guys. Okay, so that's all the plugs. Thank you all for sitting through the pugs. And they give us guns and drugs, then wonder why the fuck we're pugs. They want to count the slugs. Then come around here and fuck with us. Okay, WWE news. Dude, Ren Sinclair almost wasn't able to post her Ren's Day segment, and I was gonna cry, dude. Give us guns and pugs. Okay, guys. Let's how many likes are over on the Clips channel? Only 77. There's like 160 people watching over there, 155. Fluctuating a bit. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the show with an update to pitch his own stuff, Chris Jericho.
I look and see it's not just me. So many others have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spent our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Let me get wild. Yay!
Run those goddamn likes up. Yeah, we need to figure out, someone get me, well, hold on. Youth Gone Wild, right? We need to find out. I need to figure out how much it's going to cost to get this motherfucker to cover Judas. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's like $400 for a cameo. And then to sing Judas, he'd probably charge more because they are allowed to do that. God damn it. We have to figure that out. Because that would be hilarious for the intro of the show. You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe I saw the Canadian conversion. Who knows? That's like $7,000 Canadian right now, buddy. You guys think your economy's bad, guy? Come over here, buddy. Oh, man. No, Phil, no more likes. Play goddamn Jericho again. Oh, come on now, Phil. That's 30% off the normal price for Judas. You can save here with savewithjericho.com. Yeah, so yeah, for a Sebastian Bach fucking it's to me showing 400, so I don't know if what he would charge to sing Judas. I think if he knew it was like to make fun of Jericho, I think he would think it was funny. But yeah. Okay, I really want to call the action on this Joe Moxley match. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for WWE. So, Nick Khan has expressed why all premium live events happen on Saturday. Most of our pay-per-views have been on Sunday nights and then Monday Night Raw, obviously on Mondays. Nick Khan said, so we don't pardon me, believe there's a lot of people from out of state who say, oh my God, let's go to Vegas. Pardon me, soda water. Let's go crazy on a Sunday, or let's go to Vegas and go crazy on a Monday or even Friday SmackDown. Let's go to Vegas. Let's land by 3 p.m. local time and be in our seats by 5 p.m. local and go crazy. It just doesn't work like that there. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense why they do that, right? Like people want to like land, get in their hotel, have some drinks, da-da-da. Then the next day you go to an event or whatever. You don't want to like land and then have to be somewhere. But some people, I don't know. It depends where you're going. I flew to Mexico once, and then when we got there was like nothing to do right away other than just get smashed. But like obviously you go to the beach and stuff, so it's easy to just figure out shit. But all the activities were other days, and I was like, God damn, I would have been down to just walk and do one of these activities and then fit more in. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Moving along here. This was the Raw that we didn't watch together. So Hulk Hogan on the comparisons between his heel turn and John Cena's. Brother.
I'd be remiss if I don't ask you, because we were just talking about this a couple of weeks ago. We were comparing Cena's turn to your turn in '96. My hypothesis, I guess my take on it all was nothing will ever be bigger than your turn. And I'm not just saying because you're here. You can go back and find the clip.
Yeah, his turn created the fucking NWO.
Yours was seismic. Yours changed the industry. No one saw it coming. I could go on and on, but no one better than you to ask this question to. Can you compare your turn in '96? You know, going to Hollywood Hogan, joining the NWO. Eric was a huge part of that as well. Shout out to my friend Mark Ramundi, who has his book coming out next month called what is it? Say Hello to the Bad Guys.
Say Hello to the Bad Guys.
Tremendous book. To what John Cena did just a couple of months ago.
I think when, Eric and I pulled that off on the Daytona Bash at the beach, I think it was really organic, because when Scott Hall came in and then Kevin Nash came in, it actually looked like they were still working with the WWE or WWF. So all of a sudden, when I came down as the third man, nobody knew more about that organization than me. And when I turned, and you feel that white heat where it gets quiet, and then all of a sudden they start throwing everything into the ring. I told Kevin and Scott, I said, there's a real good chance they could be coming here in a second. And when I saw Mean Gene get hit in the nose with the battery and he was bleeding like a pig, I said, Gino, you need to get out of here because this could get real crazy. That was...
Okay, so when did Gene get hit in the face and bleed? Because he interviewed Hogan for a while. So I think he's just adding to shit that was already legendary, and that's the thing. Hogan's, like, I'm not defending Hogan or anything, but his heel turn is the cream of the, it's the best one ever because it spurned the NWO. So if your heel turn can do like what Cena's did and have everybody so shocked and shit the way Hogan did, but then you also create the NWO, which is like an everlasting, a fucking evergreen logo and thing that will just last forever. Yeah, I just think that Hogan's gets the nod no matter what. Imagine this, though. Shayna Baszler, she would hit like muscle busters and that type of shit. She aligns with Joe, and then we get Shayna and Joe versus Moxley and Shafir down the line. That could be cool.
So intense.
And they both do like the coquina clutch or whatever.
You could feel in that building how much hatred they had for me, for turning and destroying all the kids with the training prayers and vitamins. I did it for the money. It was just so evil. I think it had a whole different level of storytelling and stabbing someone in the back. The turn with Cena was good, but I think they were just two different things at two different times.
Yeah, he's right about it.
What do you think, Eric?
I think Hulk's right. The Who's the Third Man, which was incidentally Hulk's idea to kind of recreate the Who's the Third Man, to introduce Izzy and to get a lot of attention on this launch. And I think we got like 10.3. I don't even know. Like
Bischoff selling the game, dude. He just knows to make it back about the amateur wrestling that they're selling, So a numerous amount of talent in WWE unanimously said that the idea of a second WWE Evolution PLE has not been brought up to them. It has been discussed among some legends, but no word on if WWE told them or if they're just reading online speculation. I mean, that's mostly what it is, but the dirt sheets don't know shit now. That's why they speculate, and then other sheets go, I think this is wrong, and then the only thing they can all agree on is like public information anyone can Google. Okay. Gunther versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship has been confirmed for the Raw after Money in the Bank. Huge right there. We could see a switch that night. Just announced The Miz will host the Amazon Prime Video reboot of American Gladiators, dude, which is fucking awesome. I love that shit. So we're excited to officially welcome WWE superstar Mike The Miz Mizanin to the American Gladiators family. He's the perfect host for the new era of this iconic franchise, said Barry Posnick, general manager of MGM Alternative, Evolution Media, and Big Fish Entertainment. The U.S. reboot, combined with our epic success in the U.K., our Live Nation tour, and the launch of our 24/7 Gladiators Fast channel. This isn't just a comeback, it's a cultural revival. Fans old and new are going to love this evolution in sports entertainment. Bring it back. Bring back roller derby, too. Let's fucking do it. Okay, we got a lot of here. We're gonna go back. We're gonna finish WWE news after, okay? Because I do want to call this match because you got to give Joe his due. Now, Riccaboni on commentary isn't so bad, but you need to get rid of Excalibur if he's also there, and then you need someone to heal. So it's got to be Riccaboni, Taz, and a heel, or if Taz is gonna heal, cool. But it can't be also Excalibur. That's way too cringe. Crowd is so hot for fucking Joe. They were going nuts during his entrance. They booed Moxley. They're tired of him. They're reacting big to everything. The cage structure looks nice. Moxley's taking these cage bumps. You know he's going to start bleeding. I think he might have just hard-weighed himself. He's checking himself right now. You know there's going to be blood. This match might honestly cook, though. So far, it's been good. It's just a slow pace. Joe's using the cage, keeping it his pace, and just beating the shit out of Moxley. We could see a title change hands here. The fucking cage isn't even latched up. Some goober didn't even latch it, or the latches aren't staying on properly. That could have just given away the fact that there's going to be some bullshit ending, the way the cage just flopped open and that little dinky chain was just holding it. I said during the entrances, imagine if, and I'll hit an X-Files, Marina Shafir aligns with Joe and fuck. Because Shayna Baszler, because Shafir came out in wrestling gear. So she might get physical. Let's get physical. She wanna get physical. What if, because she does, Shayna did the Muscle Buster and the Coquina Clutch for a time there. I think she did the Muscle Buster, right? I think she used that move for like a little short time. And we know she does the RNC, the Coquina Clutch. Imagine her and Joe team up to take on Mox and Shafir at like one of these, like a Dynamite or something like that, instead of aligning with the Bomba Clock Club. That could work really well as well. But I don't think we see Shafir full-time in AEW. And maybe I'm wrong about that, but I just see her being someone who's in like Ring of Honor, AEW. Did I say Shafir again? I mean Baszler. If I keep saying Shafir, I apologize. You guys get what I'm saying, though. But I don't think we'll see Baszler in, like, I think we'll see her in New Japan, challenge for the Strong title and shit like that. We'll see her in Bloodsport some more. We'll see her in all over the place. Whoever Josh Barnett's got good relationships with. Maybe MLP even. Before we see her like a graphic, she's all elite. I just don't see that being the case. But that would be an awesome feud, like Megan Bayne and Shayna Baszler or something for the TBS title. Let's start moving away. Get Monet versus Toni Storm and just move away from. Just start moving away from this shit, like the shit that ain't working, bruv. The corners look weird. Yeah, I think that's so that they can fit the cameras in there. They have it separated. They're trying a new thing with the design of this cage. I'm okay with it. But there's just like a giant gaping hole, pause, where Marina's standing. For her to like what? Throw some shit. People say, oh, the camera. But like, no, you see the camera holes. That big hole is like a hole for Marina to like throw something through. Look how big that fucking hole is over there. This hole's so big, you'd think Nia Jax took a fucking apron bump here tonight on Dynamite. We'll finish WWE news, okay? I assure you. We'll close out the show with that. We'll save Sickos for Sicko Saturday because there's not a lot. Some good stuff in there, though. And then I'll have Dave Meltzer stuff as well. I got a lot of WWE stuff, though. So, and I don't want to, like, shortchange it while I'm fucking, because I'm locked in. A nice big boot. We're going top guy speed here so far. The crowd is dead. I don't think it's dead. I think they're really behind Joe. I just think that they are sort of, it's the calm before the big, you know, they're going WWE style so far, right? Moxley going for a cover early, too, a kick out. See, Moxley can go when he needs to, or when he's in there with someone who'll fuck him up. Like, Joe will really beat his ass. If you got white belts at Chili's tapping you or whatever, guys who work at law firms, white belts tapping you out, Joe isn't losing to that guy. I'm telling you right now. Okay, Moxley grinding Joe's face against the cage. Let me hear your body talk. Yeah, great. Now I'm thinking about Olivia Newton-John. Man, the fucking goat. The goatus. R.I.P., man. It sounds lame, but, you know, one thing Husey and I will both tell you and fight with anybody in the world over, and this is why we're such good pals, is that Grease and Wedding Singer are like the two greatest movies of all time. Like romantic comedies, to say the least. For sure, Wedding Singer as like your standard romantic comedy. That is the best one ever made. And then Grease is just like, if you don't want to call it a rom-com, which it is, but it's also a musical. It's many things. It's also horrifying. When Kaneki and Rizzo making out is utterly terrifying. But but yeah, that is the best fucking Grease is the best movie ever made.
Allegedly.
Are you sure about that, Zane Vicious? Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
I got chills, they're multiplying. Here comes more of the Bumblefuck Club. Yeah, they're all coming out, man, during the commercial, too. You think you'd save that for the actual show, but they just... And then now Hobbs is out there with Willow. But this is why this is dope, though. This is the point of this. No, I'm not mad at the Bumbleclaw Club coming out. I'm going to tell you why. Because that's why you put them in a fucking cage, because every time these assholes come out. So now you have a situation where they're like, we're still going to come out, because we've seen that too, where people have cage matches and then motherfuckers run out and then everyone complains, well, what's the point of the cage? So these guys come out and then they're being ran off and the cage is keeping them at bay. But you can just tell that those giant gaping holes, pause. You just know Yuta's going to like crawl through one of them or something. And Mox is bladed. He's bleeding and he did a shitty top of the head blade job. And he just did a shitty little baby one, and where it was so obvious while everyone's running around the ring. No, he's bleeding good. No, he did a good one. Retraction. No, but he's supposed to get color. We knew that was coming. We knew Moxley's going to get color. At least Mox didn't blade directly into the camera. Kyle Huckins, you actually don't know that, okay? He may have, but they might have just panned to another camera wisely and were like...
I don't know!
They might have not panned, rather. They may have just switched to a different camera as he bladed in front of another one, knowing he would do that. Because he does it every fucking time, but... But we're calling the action. Now they're trading blows. And then Moxley, this is why he's such a cheesy fuck, because he's like, he does his power up, and then slaps his face, and it's like, now Joe's got to stand there while you're being a cornball motherfucker. Look at Joe going, hit me again, stop stopping. And then look at Moxley, he does another fist pump power up. No, you're not Inoki. You're not fucking Kawada or whoever you're trying to be. Stop, for fuck's sakes. And Joe had to say, yeah, come on. Did you guys see that? Back that shit up and watch it. He's like, yeah, hit me again, motherfucker. Like, stop fucking stopping every 2 seconds to do your little pose, Eddie Kingston. Jesus Christ. Fuck, man. Just trade the blows, dude. Here we go. Atomic drop. Big boot. Throwback Joe. Getting that leg up there. Boom. Hell yeah, dude. Joe is the fucking man. I maintain that Taz looks like he got shot in the face with a bazooka or an exploding super boot from Nick Jackson. Here we go, an STF with the blood pouring everywhere, pal. Oh, and then switches to the crossface. Joe. Chat's so mad at this match. I love this fucking match so far, honestly. Just everything aside, like take all the Moxley bullshit aside. That's what you have to do with AEW. You have to isolate, like, yeah, you know. I've been done with this bumbleclot shit forever ago, but they're not getting ridiculous here, you know? Like Moxley's bleeding because he was thrown into the cage 800 times and punched in the face. There are rope breaks in cage matches. I know it's going to start getting ridiculous. Yeah, the one time AEW is supposed to have no rules and they fucking have rules for rope breaks. It's just, this is the problem. This is the problem with AEW overall. And if this match has rope breaks for some reason, explain before the cage match. The only way to win is by pin or submission, no escape. Rope breaks are allowed, but there's no DQ otherwise. But rope breaks do break. But then that doesn't make sense. If there's no DQ, then how do you have a rope break? This is what I mean. It's retarded. Sorry. I think part of it is we know Moxley's going to win. You're absolutely right. I'm sure Turner execs will love the blood. Yeah, I mean, they don't care. But right now, if people are, they don't care yet. But all it takes is, I don't know. They've been saying forever, all it takes is one person. I just think what's happening here is Tony Khan is covering all the losses and allowing WBD to peel money off the top of pay-per-views, of everything they do. Every deal they fucking do. Oh, we're going to be on Max. They peel a percentage. Everyone who pays. So not only does, or like we're going to be on Amazon. WBD owns that. All the pay-per-views sold on Amazon. I feel like they're testing it on Amazon too, to be like, I don't know. We can put sports and entertainment on Amazon, I guess. But with Max and HBO, man, we got to put Sopranos back on here and, you know, Tom and Jerry and shit. So I just think that and I've said this a long time ago and I've been saying it forever, and this wouldn't be the first time I'd be right about some shit. But I think Tony Khan, just all the money they bring in as far as putting their show on other things or making new shows or the houses, maybe even the pay-per-views, whatever, maybe not the houses, but pay-per-views and shit. We'll give WBD, they get 10%, 5%, whatever, 25%, 20, 15% of everything we bring in off the top right away. And then Tony will cover the losses for the company. You guys get what I'm saying? If I had to just puzzle piece this together, educated guess, I've talked to so many people, I've been following this shit, it would not shock me if that was somehow part of the deal. Like, and WBD will put up money, but it's like, we're not responsible for any losses and we get to peel off the top of everything. So they're just looking at it like maybe over these years we'll recoup and we're not responsible for anything lost. We get the, you know, then when it comes to advertisers, it's like, well, you advertise who we tell you to advertise and who you're allowed to partner with. Remember too, that drink that I drink, well, it's not just an AEW deal. TNT and shit's worked into that deal. Why? Is it because Phil Marks is right about this shit? I think I'm... Why are they also worked into the drink deal? Because it goes beyond just AEW, right? And so WBD goes, yeah, you guys can do this and we peel off the top and we'll integrate it in this and blah, 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 blah. Because it's a live touring show. So it makes monies an other way than just, you know. Is that Gabe Kidd? Gabe Kidd's gonna join the Bumba Clot Club.
You fucking mark!
Best guys, Tony Khan.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Gabe Kidd joins the Blackpool neo-Yahtzee white clan with a fresh shaven head. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Jesus Christ. What does Gabe Kidd have to do with the Death Riders? Well, he just showed he has a fucking skinhead, so he's part of this weird whatever Moxley's doing, Excalibur. You dumb
The
fuck.
best guys, Tony Khan.
Fuck this place, man. They just made Gabe Kidd in a fucking neo-Yahtzee clan. And then they fucking pull the cage up and then 30 guys run in. So what's the point of the fucking cage match? Fuck this place, man. Fuck this company, bro. I'm tweeting shit out. What the fuck was the point of the cage? Yeah, fuck this show. Fuck this show, dude. Kenny came out awesome, but like, what the fuck? And then Okada punches Kenny, and then they think anyone cares about Okada, Kenny 7, but just AEW's version. And now he's got a giant, like it's fucking Home Alone, and he's controlling the cage. A bunch of cheap smoz bullshit going on. What a fucking trash show. What a fucking trash garbage show. Now they're stomping out Omega. They're beating
The
up
best guys,
Joe.
Tony Khan.
The cage is down. Okay, so just run down there and throw them a fucking gun or a sword or something through the crack of the fucking of the thing. Like, what was the point of the cage if dude could just throw a weapon in any time and the Young Bucks could just control the cage whenever they wanted and 12 guys could just run in any fucking time? This is the worst wrestling show maybe ever on the fucking planet, dude. It's just terrible. So now Swerve's music hits. Okay, what is he gonna? Why do they care? They brought the cage down. So is Swerve and 12 guys gonna run and jump over the cage? And the crowd goes completely mild for Swerve. Went completely fucking mild for Swerve.
Exactly, no pop.
This is one of the worst endings ever to a wrestling show, and the show is otherwise decent. Look, he's going to jump on everyone who's just going to stand and catch him. Why would they all stand and catch him if they knew he was coming in and they weren't busy fighting people? I just don't get it. Jesus Christ. I just don't know, man. This is insane. My sadistic psycho mind. You fucking cringe lord. None of you guys are fucking cool. Jesus Christ. I am the fear. I am the danger. Anarchy in the arena, which is just Stadium Stampede, but like we play music during it. Aren't we fucking cool? Aren't we cool? Oh my God. Anarchy in the arena.
Exactly. No pop.
Holy shit, man. This show fucking stinks. That was terrible. That was a terrible ending. They just stepped on their dick 42 times. If I'm Joe, I'm fucking storming out of this company in disgust for them stepping all over that fucking match he had to pull out of Moxley. I was busy putting the shit over the whole fucking time just for them to slap me in the face with that garbage. 42 guys run in. Gabe Kidd, they turned him into a fucking skinhead. And then he just throws a thing into the fucking ring the whole time. The cage is pointless because you can just throw whatever you want into the ring through the fucking cracks in those giant ass holes, dude. It's stupid, man. It's just terrible. It's shitty. They actually had a decent show, but then that just fucked it all up at the end. And you guys know what I mean. Like, it was too much. They did an overrun to announce anarchy in the arena. What does Tony Khan think? That people switching channels are going to see all those guys in the ring and go, oh my God, anarchy in the arena. Like, wow, look at all these bloody guys about to shake hands and all these random dudes coming out clapping. And oh my God, like, what do they think? That's going to like intrigue people and make them want to like tune in next week or tune into the show or the pay-per-view? I have no idea. Okay. This show is a travesty. The way they handled the Hurt Business MJF stuff, where it ran for 2 segments of Hurt Business, where they did some other shit and then MJF came out and then they did some other shit. That's terrible. Ricochet and Gowan was okay. They paid tribute to Mongo and Sabu, or they didn't do that. They paid tribute to Sabu. We had Alexander, that tag match maybe went a smidge too long. And then the title eliminator just gets Mina a shot at the fucking belt again by pinning your champion. Redundant, repetitive bullshit, fucking trash that we've seen Tony Khan do multiple times already. And then that cage match was a fucking travesty. It was so good. It was such a good cage match. And then what the fuck did they do? They muddied it up with all of that bullshit. And this is what AEW does. And it's what they'll forever do. And yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Need to obliterate.
That's my review of that match. And I'm going to upload my whole live review in reaction to that match. to fucking YouTube because it was absolutely brutal. And yeah, man. I don't know what we got to do to make a change in this company. Try and help these guys figure it out. If I'm Joe, I'm pissed. If I'm Joe, I'm like, what in the actual fuck did I put that match on for you guys to do this? I know he's just a professional and he's just going to do his thing and be cool, but I would be utterly fucking upset with all that shit that happened after. So that's almost every match of the night. A bunch of shit happened after. Why? Okay. So Edmonton Oilers are taking on the Vegas Golden Knights. It's 0-0, 6 minutes left in the first. I can't believe I missed fucking 10 minutes or so of my Oilers to watch that fucking disgusting travesty. Rabid Wolverines LC Killer 17 for 2 says, can WWE buy this company already? I'm sick of TK. Well, I don't know if they can do that, but speaking of WWE, we have WWE news to get to finish off here. Chat, let me know what you thought of AEW in the chat. If you're over on YouTube, 400 or on X, 462 of you watching across YouTube and X, come on over to YouTube, vote in our poll. Do you think Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay would even make it in AEW? I mean, pardon me, in WWE. Like, would they even become world champion caliber guys? I voted yes, so go in there, vote what you think. Let me know what you think about Dynamite. That shit was ass. The ending was such ass. It ruined the whole fucking show, in my opinion. Let us, I need to hydrate here, okay? Because I've just been yelling about Dynamite for fucking 20 minutes. I was putting over the cage match against chat. I'm like, no, it's actually really good. Jesus Christ. Fucking slap in the face every time. Okay, so let's play breaking news. Okay, so let's see. Media Boy UK on X said that CW boss on NXT's move to broadcast network. So it's been an absolute game changer. This is via Variety as well. Awful Wrestling had this to say. Take note, this ain't some apparition source, but the network president of the CW had this to say. WWE's developmental program, NXT, has been airing on the CW since October 24. And the broadcaster couldn't be more thrilled with the results. It's been an absolute game changer for CW. And I think it's been a game changer for WWE. Brad Schwartz, president of the CW, in an interview with Variety said, this last quarter that just ended was the highest rated NXT quarter in 5 years. It's up 19% year over year. That's palatable. That's real.
Wrestling's for dirtbags and lily pickers.
It's not you fucking dirt
I don't
sheet
know.
hack and Dave Meltzer's.
Yeah.
Okay? This is what's up right here. Don't be shocked if we see TNA on that motherfucker sooner than later. CW apparently is looking to put more NXT content on their televisions as well. We spoke about Hulk Hogan earlier. So Bradley Martin says WWE wrestlers are lying about how much they weigh. Roman Reigns is not 260. Who cares if he is or isn't, bro? This Bradley Martin guy's so insecure. He's like some gym rat. He owns some gym in LA. He hosts a podcast. It's really bad. It's not even that good. Sometimes he presses people, but he'll like challenge real MMA fighters to fight. And it's like, you don't get it, bro. Like, you're balding from steroids. That doesn't mean you can fight. I don't care if it's a 135 pounder. Like, people in the UFC, they're training all day, every day to just kill people. Like the ones who are serious at the peak, you know? Don't ask Nate Diaz who would beat you, who would win in a fight. He would fucking strangle you and wipe his ass with your bald head. Maybe your ass too. Okay? And it's just that simple. It doesn't matter. I weigh 100 pounds more than you. You've never go and roll. This is just when people say shit like that, I know they've never done jujitsu. They've never, and I'm not one of these jujitsu bras either, right? But you just know people like, did you ever, I don't know, you weren't on the wrestling team, or if you were, I don't know. Maybe you just didn't ever have to cut weight or anything. It's ridiculous, you know? But anyways, let's watch this.
Fuck. I swear they lie about their weights.
They do.
Because
they do. They lie about their heights too, bro. It's WWE.
Because Roman came out there like 270. I was like, that guy is not 270. He's a big dude, but he's like, they definitely lie about the weights.
I mean, I can
buff
tell
it
you
up a little bit.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. Randy's a solid that
motherfucker's huge.
He lies about his weight in they said he's 275. He's probably like 310.
Yeah, he's huge.
He's massive. He's a humongous human being.
Yeah, but Roman, they said he was 270. I was like, nah, don't do that.
I don't know. Roman's a big dude.
He's big, but he's not 270. He's shredded. He's shredded. I'm telling you, because I stood right next, because I was right there watching him come on. They were said his weight, and I was like, no.
It's that Samoan way, dude.
No, bro is guaranteed. I saw him. He's shredded. He's in amazing shape. Great wrestler.
He's 210, bro.
You think?
Yeah, 220 at the most. Fuck. I swear they lie about their weights.
Yeah, I mean, probably, but it's fucking wrestling. And then Dom not stooging to that fucking stooge Bradley Martin, like still playing the game. You know, he's like, nah, bro. I think he's 260, right? Like still holding it down. Which you gotta love that. So moving along here. John Cena speaks on people having an opinion on him loving Vince McMahon. And this is a great response, honestly. He takes the time to think it out. And he kind of shuts this lady down for asking some dumb shit.
Were you surprised when the reaction from WWE fans when you said that you still love Vince McMahon?
No, because everybody's entitled to their opinion. Just like I'm entitled to have an emotional connection to somebody. I don't hold anybody or how they feel or what they view as permissible or things that'll make them angry, happy, excited, sad. That's their right as a human being. I'm not surprised about any of that.
You know, what do you make of like some of the WWE fans? Because I know that you opened up recently about sometimes that they felt like they bullied you and things like that. Was it like? Can you talk a little bit more about that?
I can't.
Yeah, this dude is like, he didn't really punch that guy. Whoa.
And I want to be clear with.
And it's funny too because Logan Paul in real life was talking shit with Bradley Martin, and Bradley Martin pulled up to Logan Paul, and without cameras on, Logan Paul beat the shit out of him for real. And he's in WWE, so what's up?
You just had a real question, which I appreciate.
But listen to Cena's answer. He's like, bro, you asked a real question, which I appreciate, but now you're asking me a fake TV show question.
You opened up recently about sometimes that they felt like they bullied you and things like that. Was it like? Can you talk a little bit more about that?
I can, and I want to be clear with you. You just had a real question, which I appreciate. What you're seeing on WWE is sports entertainment.
Sure. Okay. So,
and I'm not going to give you any spoilers because I think we got a really good season of TV going on. But I'll have a much better answer for that in December when I'm all done and we can reflect on what's happened.
Damn, so there you go, man. They're trying to get the scoop, and Cena just shut him down. So Mark Shapiro reveals multiple partners could be at play for WWE PLE rights. So UFC's doing the same thing. What UFC's going to do is what it's seeming like is fight nights and big international shows on Netflix. Pay-per-views could end up going to like Amazon or something, whoever wants to bid for it. And then regular fight nights could end up staying on ESPN or however it works out. WWE might do the same thing. Okay, so PLE rights could be like, well, the big four are on Peacock, the other whatevers are on this one. They're just spreading people too thin, and they're gouging. All these companies are, and WWE's guilty of it too. And it's eventually going to backfire. And I think to keep the momentum up after 2025, I think they need to spend some months doing house shows again in the smaller markets and then lowering prices just overall. In the next couple of years, they got to start doing that again. And then just to build it up, you know, because this hotness doesn't stay forever. Obviously, you want to ride it to the ground, but the best thing would be to try and coast before it hits the ground. You guys get what I'm saying? But again, I don't know. I'm not dealing with like millions and billions of dollars and all this stuff, but it's going to suck. Peacock people are going to complain even more, which is part of it. Stephanie Vaquer, I got to use Stephanie here. Pause. No Diddy on me now. I'm sorry. It's a crazy show, folks. If it's your first time tuning in, we make jokes here, folks. But I got to use her on 2K25. I haven't had a chance to. She's all downloaded. I got Julia Gulia. They added like a Prime bottle or some shit. And I'm down, man. I'm excited to try her out. My favorite women's wrestler. She's rated like 82 overall or something, though. She's like, what the fuck? I checked it out quick, but I didn't have a chance to use Vaquer. But she reacts to herself. It was released today, if you guys play 2K25. And, yeah, she reacts to herself being added to this game.
Me veo hermosa. Wow. Mi tatuaje está igual. Wow, qué genial. No puede ser, es increíble. Mis cuernos, mi equipo, todo igual. Me encanta. Me encanta. Emocionada, me encantó, me veo muy bonita. Todo igual, me impresionó lo real que se ve, mi cabello, mi equipo. Me encanta, estoy...
Yeah, I can't wait. That's going to be awesome. So, TNA and AAA Lucha Libre confirmed that several top TNA talent will be part of Triple Mania. So, this is per John Alba in Sports Illustrated. It's funny because I think in the article, Alba says, like, it's the first time this will ever happen, which that's not true. WWE, AAA, and TNA, I think, have been on the same event before. But they confirmed that several top TNA talents will be a part of the show on June 15, including Hendry, Moose, Nick, and Ryan Nemeth, which Nick Nemeth was already doing shit in Mexico. Moose has already done shit in Mexico. Joe Hendry's global. The Hardys have already done shit in Mexico. So this was obviously coming, and I'm here for it, Eric. But, yeah, shout out John Alba, I guess, and SI and TNA people. It's a three-way show, pal. So WWE stars Pretty Deadly showed up at this football match, this footy match, a soccer game or whatever. And Axiom and DIY also showed up, and Mike Rome was there. But it's wrestling night at Orlando City. And so basically the wrestlers like host the show for this soccer match. And Pretty Deadly were just there trolling this soccer game the whole time. Fucking amazing.
Let me give you the hips. They're looking good. They're looking good, boy. Can they see? Can they see? There you go. Now, everybody, we were excited to watch Orlando, but then we realized it's against the New England, and we will always support England! 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 Because we love England!
You know WWE can't wait to snipe me for this fucking to snipe me for this music. You know what I mean? I gotta fucking go ahead a bit.
I'm going! Ones, unlike the Orlando audience. Ugly. Now, why would we be here in Orlando? No, we're not in.
And guys, when segments get sniped from my show, head on over to patreon.com/ProWrestleTimes. And yeah, you will see, like, here's 9 minutes of Nikita Lyons being cringe. Every second of this got sniped from the live show, so you can only see it here on Patreon. Other videos too, me reacting to stuff that gets clipped out. Me watching stuff like The World's Cheapest Wrestler, Tough Enough, all sorts of shit. Anyways, back to Pretty Deadly. Sorry, audio. I know.
can take this ball and go back to New England.
Wait, you want to take the ball?
No.
No.
I'm taking the ball, and we're going back to England.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Not today, big man. Not today, ugly mask.
1, 2, 3, run. 1, 2, 3, run.
1, 2, 3, run.
And then I think DIY catch them, and then they play babyface a bit as well. So I don't know. Just check that out. I'm not going to play the whole broadcast there. But here's Chelsea Green linking up with Ana de Armas, right? Who just bursted onto the movie scene, got super famous quickly over the last 3 years. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, she still is. I mean, she's in the Ballerina movie, a spinoff from John Wick. And which is just the whole ballerina thing is just a ripoff of Black Widow from Marvel Comics, to be honest. But in a way, in my opinion, and she's just super famous, man. It's pretty crazy how she just exploded on the scene. Everybody loves her. And here's Chelsea Green getting to interview her for WWE. I guess WWE's expanding into, hey, we'll send our superstars to interview people for movies. I don't know. But it's good because it could give people careers after or during their time in WWE. Let's say you're someone like Chelsea Green, you know?
Champion, future Hall of Famer, and first ever longest reigning United States Women's Champion, WWE superstar, Chelsea Green. Thank you for sitting here with me and listening to that. Champion, future Hall of Famer, and first ever longest reigning United States Women's Champion, WWE superstar, Chelsea Green. Thank you for sitting here with me and listening to that. Champion.
So Ana de Armas is listening to her like, what the fuck are you talking about? And Chelsea like acknowledges that. That's funny. TKO chief Mark Shapiro says WWE's ticket pricing has a tremendous upside. Yeah, for you motherfuckers and for people with lots of money and shit. Again, I'm not bitter at if you can afford to go watch it for 40 grand, go and do it. But the problem is that like most people don't. And when you tack on like travel costs for, you know, some folks and everything, you just look at it and you're like, it's not even worth it, you know? Or maybe it is to see John Cena one last time ever. But when we're talking like if Backlash is getting too priced out to where they can't fill the building fully and shit, then you might need to start looking at stuff, at how you're approaching things. But yeah, it has tremendous upside, of course. John Cena is now being advertised for the June 9 Raw episode in Phoenix, Arizona, following Money in the Bank. This is the same show on which Gunther will challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship. So Cena's going to be there. I don't know what's going to happen. Someone's getting cashed in on or something, right? Maybe, who fucking knows, man? Maybe you have Uso and Cena out there and someone goes to cash in and you don't know who's going for what or what's, I don't know. But that Raw is stacked. Why are they stacking it? I don't know. But Money in the Bank is getting treated like a bigger event every single year. You know? It gets bigger and bigger, and this is the Raw after Money in the Bank. We saw them pull some crazy shit at the Raw after Chamber. Why wouldn't they pull some crazy shit at the Raw after Money in the Bank? So Jonathan Coachman, speaking of John Cena, says The Rock and John Cena, again, this is lending to Cena being on that Raw following Money in the Bank. And Uso challenging Gunther. All I'm saying, Coachman says that The Rock and Cena will be on TV together again during the summer, WWE TV. And Coach says, I have it on very good authority that John Cena and The Rock will cross paths in WWE one way or another. One way or another, I'm going to find you by the end of the summer. So that Raw after Money in the Bank is super stacked. Does The Rock show up? Does someone get a cash in? Does someone crazy we're not even thinking of win the Money in the Bank and then cash in the next night or something? Who knows? I don't know. Right? Where's my fucking Luger?
I don't know!
But I'm excited for that Raw, no less. We will make sure that we watch that one together. Would Jordan Grace rather stay in NXT or move up tomorrow to Raw and SmackDown? Bully Ray asks the pressing questions on Busted Open After Dark. And let's hear what Jordan Grace has to say. I think she's perfectly placed in NXT and should stay there for a while and just get her craft down. She's good. She's a great wrestler, but just that WWE, like, let's not drop Julia. People in my comments were like, oh, she tucked and rolled. What about the back suplex, though? That was on Julia. No, it wasn't on Julia, brother, okay? Julia's job was to look up, and that's what she did. She got dropped on her forehead. And the other one, well, Julia tucked and rolled. Yeah, at the very last second, man. At the very, very last second. We just called her up to the main roster. And Jordan Grace didn't fuck that dive up the week before. That's all I'm saying, man. We got to slow down a bit and just reel it in. You know, that's all.
Would you like to stay in NXT and really hone your craft and get better at
I love Jordan Grace, by the way. You all know that. No one's put her or Gresham over more than me.
what you do before you get called up to the main roster? Or would you rather get called up to the main roster tomorrow?
That's
It's
a hard
loaded
answer.
question.
That's a loaded question. I am enjoying the time that I have in NXT now because it's allowing me to get used to the WWE. And AJ Styles is someone that I had just have like the ultimate respect for. He's someone that I've looked up to for a long time, and he's even come out and said like, I wish that I had gone to NXT before and gotten that experience before coming to the main roster. And I think that really stuck with me. So I'm trying to just utilize my time here to the best of my ability. It's a completely different world in TNA than it is here. And I was, signed to TNA and doing work here kind of at the same time. I would make appearances, but it's not until I came here full time that I really started to understand like this really is a different ball game.
So the women's wrestling, so Rhea Ripley tweeted this out. Women's wrestling fan, women deserve better. Same breath. She's sleeping with her boss. That's why she's where she is. She should retire. She doesn't even deserve it. She's handed everything and never worked hard for anything. I hope she gets injured. You guys are the real reason it's so difficult to be taken seriously as a women's wrestler. If you put as much effort into your own miserable lives as you put into degrading successful women, then maybe you would accomplish something yourself. And I quote tweeted this. I was like, who's she talking about? Like the 1,200 sicko AEW fans who just complain about what is she really even talking about? But I get it. Sicko's just not keeping the same energy. You know what I mean? Moving along here. So Zelina Vega pitches defending the WWE Women's U.S. Championship in Stardom, AAA, and NXT. So the way she brings up Stardom and not Marigold makes me wonder, like, yeah, and all the Stardom gals were just there at Mania, and you don't hear too much about Stardom and AEW's crossovers. What you hear more of is like, oh, Marina's leaving Stardom and just signing fully with AEW and shit. Right? So it's crazy Zelina just drops Stardom like this. I think they're going to start teaming up with WWE soon too, man. So she says, we just had the merger with AAA. I'd love to take it out there. She will. I'd love to wrestle Vaquer there. That'd be super dope. Yeah, that would be. That's the way to be thinking. I'd love to take it to NXT, wrestle Julia there. Well, Julia's on Raw now, hun. Maybe Kalani Jordan. I'd love to take it to Stardom and wrestle out there. Yes. However and whenever, I'd love to defend this championship and show people who Zelina Vega is as a champion. Yeah, I want to see more of that because really the title boosts Zelina. Zelina doesn't boost the title. You guys know what I mean? So she should really try and stand out then. And she needs like some more swag. There's got to be something about her, though, that's different. It's just she's so generic. And I like Zelina Vega, and I get why she's on. I'm never going to say release her. She played AJ Lee in that fucking Rock movie about Paige's life, right? I always get why she's going to have a job, but it's like, I don't know. She's like generic 2025 wrestler is all I can say. And the cosplay doesn't do it. Mickey James pointed out on LFG to one, like that Layla Rel girl or whatever. She cosplayed Sailor Moon. And Mickey James is like, yo, I know a lot of ladies do that these days. She's like, but who's the star? Are you the star or is Sailor Moon the star? And that's the problem with Zelina. She cosplays as all this different shit. She has a different look every week. Get your look down and your swagger and who you are as a character other than just like, I love wrestling and fans want me to be pushed. You know, they tried it a bit. They did like the Midnight Club dub edition. She's on the motorcycle and all that. They tried that a little bit, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, PW Insider reports that the WWE Championship match between John Cena and CM Punk is not currently planned for the upcoming Money in the Bank event, despite Punk's recent social media posts indicating his interest in challenging for the title. According to WWE creative sources cited in the report, the company does aim to have Cena vs. Punk match later this year. When the timing is right for Money in the Bank, there are reportedly internal pitches for current champion John Cena to team with musician Travis Scott, who is believed to be available and has been training with Booker T. No word on the opponents, but one would think that Cody Rhodes would be involved. So just fantasy mark booking from PWI. Great. Yeah, I'm sure all those things could happen, you know? Fucking bananas. So Eric Bischoff believes WWE Unreal could be a success if it holds on to a little wrestling magic. So Bischoff in 83 weeks, you know, Conrad Thompson's there like, chat me up, Eric. And Eric says that model's proven itself across traditional sports and other forms of entertainment. The question is, how do they do it? Can they do it without disappointing someone like Steve Austin or Eric Bischoff? Because I want there to be a little magic too. But if they can present it in a way that makes people appreciate and respect the product even more, then it's a winner rather. Yeah, I think they're going to pull the curtain way back. There's obviously a bit of show going on. When you're backstage in WWE, there's cameras on everywhere all the time documenting everything, and you just have to be on. It's pretty much everybody's there, and it's showtime the whole time you're there. So it won't be in the locker rooms showing you how each and everything is put together, but it's more like the writers' rooms and them reacting to injuries and them. So Triple H, it'll be like the WWE documentary about WrestleMania 40 and how it was put together. It'll just be that, but a season of that, and they're not going to spoil anything because it's shit that already happened, and we've all speculated, and the dirt sheets have already gone, well, you know, Jade Cargill's rumored opponent, she really is injured. Actually, she's not. You've already done all the pulling the curtain back, so this doesn't hurt them any. In my anticipation, and I am looking forward to this series. I'm going to watch it. Maybe we watch it on fucking Patreon. That would be an awesome one for Patreon. Guys, it's Ren's Day. You know what that means. Ren Sinclair, Maddie Renkowski's here. She actually almost wasn't able to upload this Ren's Day. She put a post out saying, like, X, like, why can't I post it? It's not letting me upload for some reason. Da-da-da-da-da. I've had that too, where you try to post a video that's longer than like a minute and a half, and then some reason it just won't fucking post. Who knows? But it is all good. We would have celebrated Ren's Day anyways with a best of or something. It's also Rusev Day. It's odd that keeps happening. Keep landing on the same days. But either way, Ren's Day is here. Happy Ren's Day. You know what that means. Finally, here is Ren Sinclair with an update on just answering fan questions, maybe a little update on her life. Let's check it out.
Hey guys, happy Ren's Day. Today we are going to be doing things a little bit differently. I am going to be introducing a new segment I like to call Ren's Day Rankings, where I will rank my fellow WWE and NXT superstars based on their performance. Let's go ahead and get started. At the bottom of the rankings, we have Ethan.
I wonder if she's going to get rid of these rankings in a week and then bring them back a year later and then get rid of them a week later again.
We have Ethan Page. You were kind of a jerk to Miles yesterday.
Didn't read my lips. You.
And I think everyone would agree with me. And I'm so glad you lost and you got what you deserved. Next, but still at the bottom of the rankings, we have Kalani. Even though you didn't do anything to me yesterday, per se, the fact that you beat me in a speed match last Friday was...
Oh, shit. She's on WWE Speed. Let's go. Here we go. They're eyeing her for the main roster. I pray to God. You know, she's the future Chelsea Green.
It's kind of disrespectful.
Or she is like a Chelsea Green type. Like that level of, she will play that position of just anyone who can work any role, make the best, make shit work, like the CIA or whatever.
Because I'm
I was gonna say MCU, but
fast AF, boy. Fast AF, boy. Next, we have Charles. It pains me to put you there, Charles, but like, what is going on with you lately? I mean, yesterday when you agreed with Ethan, and I was all like, Charles, what is happening? Okay, let's keep this moving. And in the second tier of our rankings, we have Tavion Heights, taking the NQCC to new heights. You did great yesterday. You're a great team player, a great attitude. We love having you here. Thank you, Tavion. And after that, we have Miles Bourne, the NXT champion, #1 contender, who will face and beat, obviously, Obafemi at Battleground May 25th, also my birthday. It'll be great. And yesterday, Miles cut a great promo and shut all the haters up. And then he even shut up Ethan Page, which was just an added bonus because, like, that man does not shut up. But I digress.
who's the top of her tier ranking? Chat. Guess who it is in the chat. I'm gonna guess it's Ren Sinclair.
And at the top of the rankings, we have, drum roll please.
Oh, wait. I got a drum roll for her.
Ren Sinclair.
Boom.
And those are your Wednesday rankings. Let me know if you agree. Keep it to yourself if you disagree. But either way,
Yeah, chat, you fucking hear that?
I'm going to stay rent-free in your head this Wednesday. I don't know if I like that.
Well, happy Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause for WWE News and round of applause for Ren. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to give yourselves a big round of applause as well for being here with me this evening. What an amazing, amazing night we had. Yushin FX, a member for 3 months, says, use me, Phil. Grr. Sure. All right. Good to see you here, Yushin. I didn't know you had hard feels like that for me. Guys, thank you so much. Jesus Christ.
Emotional damage.
You guys pop me. What can I say? Guys, we're back on our regular time Saturday as well. And then, of course, Monday, Wednesday. You guys know what it is. Make sure you check me out everywhere. Make sure you check out the Nikita Lyons being cringe video over on Patreon. I'll be on Squared Circle Maniacs tomorrow night live over on their YouTube channel. Make sure you check that out. Yeah, I just appreciate you all. I'm going to go finish watching this hockey game. Until next time, I bid you adieu. Be good to each other. YouTube.com/@ProWrestleTimes, @ProWrestleClips. The replay of this show will be over on the Pro Wrestle Times channel. Subscribe to that. Round of applause for you guys. Like, we're almost at 2,000 subs on the other channel, which is like, you know, it just, I don't really promote it too much. Like, I don't promote it as much as the Clips channel. I'm not as active on it, but that's because it's the long form channel. The Clips channel, they're almost at 7K subs. So thank you all so much. Be good to each other, and yeah, I will see you all next time in the Upside Down. Peace.